a boat. They'll leave here in a hearse. They'll leave here through the dirt. They're going through the earth. We're channeling their ancestors to undo their curse. Cause once upon a time, we all could read and write. That legalese is lies. Strong men spell curse of ties. Strong men all caps disguise. They've gentrified our lives. We've redefined their sights. We've redefined their kind. Yes, this is juju music. This shit here is voodoo music. This shit here is voodoo music. When you chant, they gonna lose it. Yes, this is juju music. This shit here is voodoo music. Yes, this shit is voodoo music. When you chant, they gonna lose it. When you chant, they gonna lose. Which ancestor you gon' choose? Play their game, but by our rules. I'm Queen Annie the Maroon. I am Queen of Dongo. I am Queen of Zinga. I am Yenaga. I'm Carlotta and Fermina. Cause this is juju music. This shit here is voodoo music. When you chant, they gonna lose. Which ancestor you gon' choose? Cause this is juju music. This shit here is voodoo music. When you chant, they gonna lose. Which ancestor you gon' choose? Cause I am a goddess. I am a priestess. I chant these mantras and they all repeat it. If we make a promise, this land we gon' seize it. Get vengeance for Mother Earth treason. This ain't the gentrifier. This for the gentrifiers. This for the gentrifiers. This for the gentrifiers. Repetition of empires. Invading land with gunfire. Slavery not posters for higher. Income not what you desire. Outcome working jobs for hours. Mindset waiting to retire. Never stop working for dollars. Cause this is juju music. This shit here is voodoo music. Which ancestor you gon' choose? When you chant, they gonna lose. Cause this is juju music. This shit here is voodoo music. Which ancestor we gon' choose? When we chant, they gonna lose. I mean, my spirit guides come in with that sin. My ancestors defend. I got that juice to transcend. I mean, my spirit guides come in with that sin. My ancestors, I got that juice to transcend. Cause I am a Santi, I am a Sata, I am a host, I am a homie, I am a Tamba. Yes, I am a Tamba. Cause I am a Santi, I am a Sata, I am a host, I am a homie, I am a Tamba. Yes, I am a Tamba. Yes, this is juju music. This shit here is hoodoo music. When we chant, they gonna lose. Which ancestor we gon' choose? Hey, choose. Cause when we chant, they gonna lose. Which ancestor we gon' choose?
Less Nobodies presents Unica Monet's first children's book, Show and Tell. Find out what happens when a teacher uses her class's show and tell time to give each student an opportunity to share some facts about the culture where they're from. Read with your children and discover that it is time for parents to teach young people early on that in diversity there is beauty and there is strength.
The winner of the Giver for the year is Sunshine Monet.
Excuse me, give me that mic. Thank you. Anyway, first and foremost, I would like to thank myself for being amazing. Thank you, self. I would like to thank all the people I had to step on to get here, because you know, heat rises and a bitch is hot. I'm up to the top.
I've been calling you, but you don't pick it up. I'm so sick of it, still why can't I stop? I've been calling you about your kiss and gaze, your selfish bird telling me to stay. I've run out of patience. about the things I do. I'm so sick of the ways so I take a leap of faith, hoping you will still behave, 'cause I will be here waiting.
I don't know what's up with this world, with these men that act like boys, boys that wanna be girls, girls that wanna be boys, and women that act like girls. What's wrong with ya? No, I can't get along with ya. That's why I wrote this song for ya. I hope our prayers make it to the good Lord for ya. 'Cause you know I break the law for ya. Yeah, you know I risk it all for ya. But can't get the thing after everything that I offered ya. Guess I must be off to ya. That's what them demons say when they be talking to ya. Guess that's why I can't get a ring and you won't answer me no more calling ya.
I've been calling you, but you don't pick it up. I'm so sick of it, still I can't stop. I've been calling you about your kiss and games. Your selfish words telling me to stay. I've run out of patience, but you don't give a damn about the things I do. I'm so sick of the ways so I take a leap of faith, hoping you will still behave, 'cause I will be here waiting.
I am like something you never had before. One dose of this, you'll be back for more. That's for sure. What you laughing for? The last thing I'm finna be is the last resort. I'm so not put the back and forth. I jump straight to conclusions and I'm out the door. Drop these ends, get you a real one. You always stay in touch with who ain't feeling ya. I don't even know why you deal with them, 'cause you ain't getting back what you're giving them. I hate to burst your bubble, it's full of helium, but it ain't healing ya. You never really broke my heart, you just hurt my feelings. And what I learned from this is, if you're looking for love, don't search for this. Don't search for this. Said if you looking for love, don't search for this. Don't search for this. I'm done calling you. 'Cause you won't pick it up. 'Cause deep don't give up. I'm so sick, I'm done. I'm done calling you. You just play kissy face. Selfish bird telling me to find a way.
We sit with him and rest.
We rank, we claim, we train, we ordain to be something different. We rank, we claim, we train, we ordain to manifest intentions. Created in God's own image, reflections of eternal vision. Personified with my third eye, hidden from enemies on a mission. That's why I fear no evil. They bow down to my ego. Shout out, nobody's called me go. Got my heart full of calm and ego. 50 shades of letting me go. Coming through into Keto. Brand new turn of gray skies, blue 6-3, not abused, my view bonito. So gracious, this time and space, how I made it. We jump for joy, we elated. Discipline with 50 gates and roof shot the grounded, nothing taken except what's my creation. Created, then donated. The culture's inflated, giving elevation and space is stagnated. Cause we healers over here. Breathing pillars, holding tears. Instilling us all 10 spheres. Inshallah, we attracting our mirrors. In our hearts, we blocking all interference. No new IDs is needed for clearance. Cause the mission reflect our intentions and let it rain on through our appearance. I am intentional. I am intentional. Yes, I'm invincible. I am intentional. I am intentional. I am intentional. I am the one. Yes, I'm invincible. I am intentional. I am the one. I am intentional. I am the sun. I am intentional. I am the sun. I am intentional. I am the sun. I am original. I am the one. I have ambition. I am consistent. People don't cross me without my permission. I am the one. I am the one. I am the one. I am the one. I am intentional. I am intentional. I am the one. Listen, people don't cross me without my permission. I am the one. I am intentional. I am the sun. I am the one. Cross me without my permission. I am the one. I am intentional. I am the sun. I am original. I am the one. My journey is it. My journey is it. No competition. Cross me without my permission. I am grateful for all I think. If I am unique, I am complete. I am everything that I wish to see. I am unique. I am unique. I am unique. I am complete. I am everything that I wish to see. I am unique.
I just wanna chill around positive vibes. Nothing negative, it would fuck up my vibe and blowing my heart. I just wanna sit back and chill and just sip wine. I came from a dark place, now I'm living that life.
I am intentional, I am abundant. I bring to existence all that I want, and I done tapped into the God in me. Cut my locks off and switched up the vibe in me. Like how I manifest within, how I choose to defend. Who I label my friends, how I make amends. Cause I'm choosing laughter, is peace that I'm after. I abracadabra, then poof, chakras blast off. My soul take this cast off, projection surpass me. Obsidian protection in case this trip lasts long. I see with 3 eyes, that's why my crown headstrong. Corona is viral to spirits living dead wrong.
I just wanna chill around positive vibes. Nothing negative, it would fuck up my vibe. Sit back and chill and just sip wine. I came from a dark place, now I'm living in light. Came from a dark place, yeah, yeah. Now I'm doing with the light, yeah, yeah. Now I'm like making moves, yeah, yeah. I be always on the flights, yeah, yeah. I be on a mission for the bank nowadays. Why these niggas hating on a nigga nowadays? I've been on a mission with the light nowadays. I ain't fucking with the darkness nowadays.
Peace, peace, y'all. Welcome to the planetary forecast with Sunshine Monet L. Give me 1 second. I just want to do a sound check to make sure the sound on everything is everything. You already know how that goes. I'm aware that I have a bit of an echo on my coming from my laptop, and I was trying to figure out how to get rid of that so you guys don't have to hear that. However, but yes, we are here with the planetary forecast. I'm very happy to be here. I got some visuals for y'all like I said I would. And yeah, that's what we doing. Hopefully y'all week was good. Oh my goodness. I'm just trying to figure out how to turn the speaker off. Alright, so hopefully y'all can hear what's going on in the background. I'm about to check. That's what happens when you're your own producer. You gotta do your own sound check and stuff. Alright, bear with me. Alright, bear with me. Alright, bear with me. All right, today I'm learning how to do things. I'm trying to learn how to be backstage and do the production stuff and be in front stage at the same time and get rid of the sound echo that's happening because I'm backstage and front stage. This is the whole thing, y'all. Please bear with me. This is so I hope y'all don't hear what I hear. So if y'all can't hear me, if everything, please let me know in the comments. If you cannot hear me, please let me know in the comments because I won't know until you say something, and I'm trying to get rid of this echo space. So if y'all know a little bit more about StreamYard than I do as far as like being backstage and front stage at the same time, please let a goddess know because I am confuzzled. I don't know how to turn this off in the background as far as my speaker on my laptop being on and connected. They don't give me the option to disconnect my speaker or my camera or anything from my computer from StreamYard, and I find that odd. Like I should be able to disconnect the speaker. Like the speaker shouldn't have to be like on. So I'm not exactly sure why they do that. But yeah. All right. Peace, peace, y'all. All right. Peace, peace, y'all. All right. Okay, I feel like you guys can hear me. Feel free to leave comments in the comments. Let's get started on the planetary forecast. So I'm very excited to be here. We got a lot of stuff going on this week. We got a lot of stuff going on in the cosmos as far as with us entering Sagittarius season, and we have the sun and the moon. Well, not the moon anymore. It's more so like the sun, Mercury, and Venus doing their dance together. And great. Now, as far as our root chakra goes, you already know that, like, when I do the planetary forecast, I do it in regards to how the chakras are aligned and our sphere where we are in the tree of life and things like that. So when we are speaking on the root chakra, we're talking about Babalu A, which is Saturn energy. We are speaking on We are speaking on the energy of being grounded, discipline, a sense of order, boundaries, having a level of authority, and being tapped into your survival self, the things that you need to survive, to, thrive, to, keep moving forward and things like that. Right now, Saturn, we started off the week with Saturn and on the border between being fixed and being mutable in Aquarius energy, right, at 20 degrees. So it's kind of like, being on the border, being fixed and being mutable. It's like that shaky wave, that kind of earthquake wave. So again, like I've been telling you guys, like the past few weeks, especially for the month of November, was all about testing the boundaries and the foundation and the groundedness you're creating. You harvest it for yourself, during harvest season. And if you didn't have anything that you harvested and during harvest season, then you were being put in situations where you had no choice but to start creating boundaries, but to start communicating certain orders and disciplines and rules for yourself and for the people around you. Otherwise, you probably were experiencing, you know, getting pushed and pulled in different directions, finding yourself in spaces and places you didn't want to be in, doing things with people you didn't want to do, biting your tongue a lot, which probably led to a lot of different instances happening that you knew was going to happen, but you're not listening to yourself. So they're happening and all those different things like that. So please be mindful, we are in the season. We're still in your root chakra season, even though we are in Obatala energy. Capricorn season is right around the corner. Babalu season is right around the corner, bringing you back to that root chakra vibe. So, you know, going inward during the season, definitely in your root chakra, tap into that Saturn energy. Find out where Saturn is in your chart and what house is in. That's most likely the area where you find yourself needing to create boundaries the most in this lifetime. This is probably where you receive majority of your challenges and things like that from. So I would definitely, tap into that type of vibe. Also, as far as the sidereal chart goes, because you guys we do tropical and sidereal chart. The sidereal chart, we are in Capricorn energy. We have not quite made it to Aquarius. We're actually in the mutable Capricorn energy, so we're starting to be more flexible with our behavior and our hearts. As far as creating that groundedness and that discipline or authority, being a little bit flexible in authority. And this is if you're definitely tapped into the netters and you have created that balance and that boundaries and stuff, and you're not in a space where you're being challenged or asked to like flex on that kind of energy or anything like that. This laptop is really blowing me right now. I have no idea how to turn that thing off, and I really hope you guys cannot hear it. This is so annoying. But yeah. So we have What's going on in it? Yeah, I think I found it. Never mind. I did not find it. God damn. So now, what we have in the root chakra, we have a feminine side of our root chakra and we have a masculine side of our root chakra. In the feminine side of our root chakra is ruled by Shango, which is Aquarius energy. That's in alignment with Asar, self-knowledge, the first sphere in the tree of life, bringing on the energy of unity and the power to be one with all. The celestial bodies that we have on the feminine side of your root chakra is Saturn, which rules over the legs, your joints, your bones, meat, muscle, organs, your teeth, skin, hair, knees. Right now, like we talked about, Saturn is in between being in the fixed and immutable energy of Aquarius, that revolutionary energy is going towards the sixth house. So, where you're creating this boundaries at, where you're creating this order at, and where this authority energy is coming from, is definitely coming from, not coming from, but it's going towards how you spend your daily routine. It's going towards like um your health, most definitely, creating new groundedness, new order, new routines in your healthcare, probably eating and nourishment. Especially some of you guys this time around during the season, you guys are finally realizing the kind of diet that we're supposed to be having during the wintertime, being solar beings. Some of you guys, just coming into having a new diet period, especially, being well versed with the fact that this is the season of catching viruses. um just coming into new spaces this season around, and allowing that to apply to your daily routine. The people that you spend your daily routine with is definitely going to be affected in this realm by what you do with this energy and what have you. The seventh house is also in the feminine side of the root chakra. The seventh house is Oba energy, dealing with one-on-one relationships. So with the seventh house and Saturn being in the feminine side, again, like I said, a lot of this restructure is going to affect the people that's within your daily routine, your one-on-one relationships, those bonds and partnerships. Maybe if you have a business with somebody and you work with them on a regular basis, some sort of boundaries are going to have to be created. Maybe the boundaries might not be, with them on the other side of the wall. It might be both of you guys inside and everybody else on the outside, different things like that. It happens and it gets done. All right. um on the masculine side of our root chakra, so while we're inside and we're creating authority and we're dealing with the challenges that come with creating the boundaries, and we're dealing with on the inside, we're dealing with, the authority energy and the one-on-one relationships, and going inward and really listening to those voices in your head that's telling you not to deal with this person, not to deal with this, not to consume that, whatever. On the outside of us, how we be exhibiting that energy is associated with Capricorn vibes, which is Babalu A, and that's dealing with the vibes of Seker, Ptah, power and structure, underlying structure. The third sphere in the tree of life, we're dealing with the ability to manifest and create. And the planet associated with that is Pluto. Pluto is within Capricorn energy right now. This Pluto rules over the formation of cells and reproductive organs. Right now, it's in the mutable energy at Capricorn at 26 degrees in the sixth house, still relating to daily routines and things. But the Pluto on the outside, while you're dealing with all those things on the inside, Pluto on the outside is creating transformation. Power is coming to you from you creating these boundaries, for creating these disciplines and order. So as you find yourself really building these things and really building on yourself, you'll find power coming to you, empowerment coming to you, having a sense of order, and having more confidence in self, because a lot of confidence comes in self once your root chakra is in order. When you feel like your bills is paid, you feel good enough to go out and buy yourself something that you wanted. When you feel like you're good and you're safe, you allow yourself to have fun, right? So once we get the root chakra in order, it'll be easier for us to go up to the next chakra. And for those of you guys who have not realized that yet, the sixth house is also on the masculine side of Babalu A, reminding us that these transformations are most definitely happening during our on the outside of us. It's affecting our root chakra, and if there's people that you're in alignment with and things like that, it's probably going to affect their root chakra as well, and there's nothing wrong with that. Pluto has been in Capricorn since January 26, 2008, and it will remain in Capricorn energy until April 20th, 2024. Now, there is a period of time where Pluto will kind of like dip its toe into Aquarius energy, and that'll be March 23 to 23. That'll be like a really crazy day when that very powerful planet dips its toe in Aquarius. So I said save the date. I'm pretty sure that something in the realms of authoritarian energy will be in the works or be in the happenings. It's usually some type of governmental happening, something happening within the board of education, something happening within the matriarch or the patriarch of your home. It depends on what, the order of, the managerial order goes in your home or whatever. But, um, Pluto, even though Pluto is such a small planet, because of how mysterious it is and because of how like extreme it is when dealing with this planet, it packs a very powerful punch, whatever energy it goes into. So best believe when this planet goes into the Aquarius energy, it's going to hit different. It will be felt. You will notice something will happen. So mark the date 3/23/23. I know a lot of people probably automatically have events on that day because of all the numbers. And then when you do the numbers, it's like 355. So you have create, human, human. Even if you want to do the 3/23/23, you got create, then you got one-on-one coming to create, one-on-one coming to create. So it's still balance, create. A lot of, two can also be the energy of balance, justice, fairness, and things like that as well. And just something being created, something being made. 355 is 13. That's for stability. Coming back to the root chakra of it, and then the fact that it's Capricorn energy going into Aquarius. So we're going from the masculine root chakra to the feminine root chakra. And then 2024, we'll start working back on the inner workings of our root chakra. And that'll be, pretty exciting. Pluto does quite a few retrogrades. And in the beginning, in the first year or so, in its realm of retrogrades, it'll probably be dancing back and forth between Aquarius and Capricorn energy. So Pluto has some really dope stuff in store for us in our root chakra. And it's definitely influencing a lot of you guys to heal what's going on as far as your boundaries and your disciplines and your orders go. So, if you guys are in alignment with that, good for you. That's amazing. I'm here for it. Now your next chakra is your sacral chakra. Your sacral chakra is ruled by Obatala, the Jupiter energy. This is a vibe of generosity, of luck and wisdom. Your pleasure-seeking center is definitely your sacral chakra. You will feel bouts of joy and expression. Right now, Obatala is at 29 degrees, so it's in that little rough patch of Pisces energy, and the eighth house being ruled by Pisces. Pisces is the energy of Olukun, and Obatala is still in Olukun energy in the tropical sidereal, but it's more so in the cardinal energy at 3 degrees rather than the mutable energy, well, like on the cusp energy. So with Obatala being an Olukun, let's talk about it. Your wisdom is going to come from you going inward. Right now, we are in the season, we are in the winter season, everybody's going inward. The animals hibernate or migrate. If you guys, you guys are part of nature too, so you guys should definitely be in alignment with the hibernation and migration. You guys should definitely be in alignment with, tapping into your intuition right now is definitely a space and time to get into meditation, get into prayer, whatever it is that you do, whatever it is that you call it, obtaining a lot of wisdom, reading, and just coming to yourself and asking spirit and the universe and guides for the answers. However, this is Obatala season, and Obatala season is in alignment with Tehuti, and it's all about being an oracle, a sage, tapping into your wisdom, right? And we get joy from being wise, right? We get joy from being the intellectual in the room. We get joy from knowing something in the room and all those different things. So that's always a plus. And, I'm here for it. With Jupiter and Olukun is definitely reminding you that tapping into spirit is how you're going to, get the information that you're looking for. I really wish this laptop would just stop. Um, as far as the feminine side, the internal side of our sacral chakra is ruled by Olukun, which is Pisces energy. Associated with Maya, universal love, law, justice, truth. We're dealing with the fourth sphere energy of life. If you guys are paying attention to the diagram, now we're at the fourth sphere, which is the balance, dealing with the celestial government and the divine blueprint. Jupiter, like we spoke on too before, Obatala, it rules over the thighs, fat, brain, liver, kidneys, the lungs, ear, tongue, memory, and the spleen. And right now, Obatala is in Olukun energy. We just spoke on that being at 29 degrees in the tropical chart, but then being at 3 degrees in the sidereal chart. It being at the beginning and end of Pisces energy, and Jupiter being such a large planet, uh, definitely tapping into your wisdom. Spiritual wisdom is key right now. Spiritual wisdom is key right now. It's floating over everybody right now, especially as everybody gains energetic awareness of being in alignment with nature and knowing when to rest. We are in the season of rest. As solar beings, we are in the season of rest. Okay. That is energy, that is knowledge that is floating around. It is very triggering to my worker bees that are very much addicted to this matrix. I know, and I completely understand. At the same token, we were brought in this plane in this day and time, and we just got done talking about the root chakra, okay? And the root chakra is not just about you as an individual, but it's about us as a collective, right? Because we're talking about the what's in the root chakra as far as our entire solar system goes. So being in alignment with that energy, it is time to create new boundaries, new disciplines, new orders. The pendulum is swinging with who is the authoritative and authoritarian in this realm. And if you trust yourself and you trust what you know and what you tapped into and your knowledge and stuff, it'll be quite simple for you to be in alignment with nature and say, okay, well, this is this and that's that, this is what we're going to do, and that's what we're going to do. All right. That a lot of that knowledge and wisdom is coming from spirit. A lot of those sounds that are coming to your mind that are telling you what to do, what not to do, and what feels right, what feels wrong. That's all coming from spirit with Obatala sitting in that Olukum energy. And then we're coming to the eighth house. The eighth house is a house of transformation. And like I told y'all when we were talking about the root chakra, there's power that comes with wisdom, right? There's power that comes with being a sage, with knowing, right? Transformation is going to occur by y'all tapping into wisdom. Transformation is going to occur by y'all tapping into spirit, by y'all, utilizing and exercising what y'all know and what y'all download. It's okay to be able to talk about it and communicate it and preach about it and make beautiful art about it. But if you're not exercising it, you're pretty much defeating the purpose. Like, we're here to exercise and implement so that the generations that come out after us are already in alignment. We're bringing the vibes of the Neteroos back, and that's so essential. So let Obatala, in its alignment with Olukun, infiltrate your mind, infiltrate your body, infiltrate your behaviors. Neptune, which is Olukun, is also physically in the same energy. Olukun entered the eighth house this past week as well, that house of transformation. So we have, Olukun back in Olukun energy, and the eighth house, the Oya house, being ruled by Olukun energy. So, that portal with spirit is very open with Neptune and Pisces, eighth house Pisces. Okay. The veil is very thin for one. You have all the spiritual energy around the eighth house, and we know the eighth house is also, the death card. And with death comes life and rebirth. However, death still has to occur. So, my condolences to the families and the friends and the associates and the tribe that I have out here that are healing from losing a family member or a friend or associate in their space. It's never easy to learn how to adapt to an ascension of a loved one or someone that's a part of your life on a regular basis. However, that is the one part of life that is guaranteed to us, that's promised to us. And even though we're not big fans of death, we can say that death brings on a very strong transformation to our life. Whether it be, death from a friend or a family member, if it was somebody that you weren't prepared for them to go, that gives you a better grasp on how short life is and how important it is to spend time with those that you love and remind them that you love them, so you're not giving them the flowers when they can't smell them, you know. I lost some people in my life that were very important to me. I lost, my brother. I've lost a couple of friends that I held very close in my life. I lost, family members that I felt were taken too soon. And yes, that did that for me. But then it also helped me create boundaries around myself too. Yeah. As far as like, are you the type of person that's going to wait until I'm not here to smell my flowers to give me my flowers? Like, I start to ask myself those kind of questions in my head too, especially me being in the physical position I'm in now, where I did lose some friends last year or earlier this year to the same thing that just happened to me, and I survived. And I'm paying attention to how people are treating me right now, and it's like, oh well, if I wouldn't have survived, I know you would have been the main person with pictures of me all over your walls and stuff. But now that I'm here and I made it, it's still a certain level of disregard pieces. So like, being mindful of that, pay attention to how people are treating you. Are they waiting until something bad happens to you to give you your flowers? Do they only come around to trauma bond with you, and then once it looks like you're healing and you're in better spirits and a better space, then they go on about their business again? Are you making excuses that we're all adults and everybody has their routine and like, I don't make excuses like that no more. You make time for who you want to make time for, right? You intentionally call and text the people you want to call and text. So for, someone to go days, weeks, and months without speaking to you, you don't get to keep upholding the title of my friend or even my best friend, because you're not putting in the work to have that title, to have that entitlement that comes with that title. You feel me? So, while you're paying attention to how you're treating others, also pay attention to how people are learning to treat you. And then when you're dealing with death of a loved one who actually did leave their life at a good time, like I had an aunt, this is just me being transparent, also using my personalized story so y'all can, relate. But like, I had an aunt that passed away on her 99th year, and she lived a full life. She lived a full life. She got to see the birth of like 4 generations of family members, and she got to raise them and hold the babies and everything. Like, she got to pull up to the hospitals and hold the 4th generation babies. Like, she did that. So when she passed away, it was a sense of not necessarily feeling like life is too short, but a sense of empowerment, a sense of comfortability and strength that was brought onto the family and how we communicate with each other. Because now my family communicates with each other a whole lot more, because that matriarch, that glue that was keeping the family together, is not here no more. So now it's like, oh, it's all of our responsibility. And it should have always been all our responsibility. So while we don't like death, and death sucks and it's sad, it's a sense of empowerment that comes with death. It's a beautiful ascension and transformation that comes with death that we should learn to embrace and bring light to. And also, being a little frank with you guys, it's pretty selfish to mourn someone who's passing, because um when they're passing, you have to be very mindful that you're an electromagnetic being, and you have to be mindful of the thoughts and the words that you are keeping alive with that soul while they're in the process of ascension. If you're crying and praying for them to come back while they're in the process of moving forward to, whatever, happens in that next life with their energy, um you're kind of preventing them from ascending. You're preventing them from moving forward, especially if it's like 100, 200. Some of these people be having like crazy size um funerals where they have thousands of people, and all thousands of y'all is crying and praying for them to come back. And it's like, well, they can't come back. They no longer have access to that vessel. So you're just forcing their spirit or their energy to be wherever it's stuck at. And that's not right. Don't do that. That's very selfish. We can't be like that. We have to let our souls ascend, because when it's your turn, you're gonna be pissed once you realize what all that mourning do. You know what I mean? It's not what we want. It's not what we think it's doing. So, we got to be mindful of that. And that's the energy, Neptune is going to keep bringing us back to that energy, because with Neptune and Pisces in the eighth house being ruled by Pisces, that's a very, very strong spiritual energy. That's a very, very thin veil between where we are and where the spirits that no longer are in their physical selves are at. Okay. Um, and now in the sidereal chart, Neptune is actually in the mutable energy of Aquarian energy, that revolutionary spirit, that spirit of bringing things into a new realm that we haven't even thought of. And then it's in the seventh house of one-on-one relationships. Um, moving into the eighth house of transformation. So a lot of the energy that we get from spirit, a lot of the mindfulness and the thought process and things that we're going to be receiving from spirit, as far as our behavior goes, when you get into the Vedic chart, you start getting into our actual behaviors. Well, as far as our behaviors go, expect more revolutionary happenings. Expect, we're really changing the way people carry themselves, the traditions and routines that we have in our life and spaces. And it's important, and I'm here for it. And, if you're not moving along with spirit, at this time, you're really going to feel like things are just happening to you. You like this season, the season of Tehuti is so essential to be aware of and to be in alignment with, because from Scorpio season, after harvest season, after Virgo season, from Libra to like Aquarius season, you're going to be getting your ass beat if you're not in alignment, because all this energy from here to there is about transformation, tapping in the spirit, gaining wisdom, being still, being quiet, and resting. And if you're still stuck up in this matrix of trying to hustle and bustle, and you think everybody around you is supposed to be hustling and bustling, you're going to be screaming at the top of your lungs trying to control other people, and you're going to be screaming at the top of your lungs trying to control yourself. Skipping out on naps, having headaches, skipping out on meals that you should be consuming to have larger meals that you should not be consuming, different things like that. And that's where a lot of the depression comes from. That's why there's a lot of violence that happens during these extreme weathers, especially during Scorpio season, because people are not in alignment with the nature of what's going on at this time as well. But spirituality is here. Peace, peace. Spirituality is here to assist us in tapping in with that energy, with this veil being so thin right now. And for those of you guys who are still new to this wintertime energy, just start now. Start this very second now to just start moving like water. And may it be so that next season you can, from harvest season moving forward from there, you just be in alignment. All right. Um Juno. Juno is the energy of like bonds and contracts. When you look at Juno on your natal chart, you're kind of looking at like what do you need in a relationship? What do you need in a bond? What do you need in a partnership for you to be there and be satisfied? What's going to keep you there? All right. And there's a lot of wounds that come in this too, because a lot of people hold on to things that they shouldn't be holding on to. So you know how you're in these certain partnerships and relationships and you're like, dang, why I can't let this go? Why I can't let this person go? Why I can't let this thing go? And this because you're getting that one piece thing in your Juno chart. They're literally giving you that one carrot stick, and that's what's keeping you there. And nothing else. And then also, finding out what other planets and stuff is in alignment with Juno will also assist you in that realm. But Juno right now is in that mutable Pisces energy as far as our tropical chart goes. It's in the seventh house being ruled by Aquarius. Juno is in alignment with Jupiter and Neptune. Okay, so there has been a movement, and I've been watching you guys. I make my alignments more so with the behaviors of the people that come to me personally, and then as I see you guys as a collective, then I like to make with like current events and stuff, celebrity stuff, because I don't really care about that shit. But watching you guys, I see a lot of I see a lot of you guys really falling into the cuffing season energy. Let's start there. We can start with the cuffing season energy. With that kind of energy that's going on, I see a lot of my spiritual sisters. Some of y'all surprising me with the thirst traps. I didn't even know y'all was gonna go that far. I see some girls up here naked, like goddess for real. Like you ain't gotta do all that to say you like dick. Like we don't have to do all that. But like I see some of y'all still learning, and some of y'all still learning balance, and the Obatala is also the energy of pleasure seeking. We're still in sacral chakra energy, so I get it. At the same token, please be mindful. Y'all ain't gotta put all that out there like that, to have somebody. But I see a lot of people, really thinking about the person that they want in their life. Like, what kind of soul, what kind of energy do I want in my life? And I see a lot of you guys going for that person that's, you know, on the same spiritual plane as you, the same mental plane as you, the same emotional plane as you. And that's where a lot of that Juno energy is coming into play with Jupiter and Neptune. Like, you know, it's a lot of people coming into your space. Hey, I want to do work with you, or peace queen, you know, let's go out to eat, or, you know, peace king, you know, this, that, and the third. And a lot of people always come with the king, queen, goddess, and God. But during this season, a lot of you guys antennas, a lot of y'all combs is very thin right now, and a tolerance of dealing with someone that is not sincere, someone that is not, you know, being fully transparent with you about their intentions and stuff. You guys are starting to feel it way faster, way sooner. And hopefully, as you guys, you know, start to really be tapped into that antenna, your tolerance for anything outside of what you deserve will become smaller. Now, some of you guys, even though y'all antennas go up, y'all still be like, ah, fuck these red flags. I'm going to rise above. All right. Okay, Daredevil, do your thug dizzle. However, at some point in time, you're going to have to learn how to utilize that antenna to really provide you with the discernment you need. And that's okay. That's what this Olukun energy is for right now in this space and time. And these three celestial bodies being so close to each other is going to continue to bring that. And it's going to bring it towards your bonds and your relationships. And finding your soul tribe is going to be really fun in this realm too. I love the fact that alignment and the fact that the root chakra comes before this chakra, because that further supports the quote, build and they will come. A lot of the planets that are in our root chakra is the building on yourself, building on your needs, building on you becoming a privatized citizen, building on you getting all your paperwork in order, building on you getting your spirituality and your mindset in order, and you being more in tune with yourself. You know, all that building. And then when we get into the sacral chakra, then they will come. You got Jupiter, Neptune, Juno, and we have Vesta all sitting in that feminine side of your sacral chakra. So your magnet is being tuned to spirit. Your magnet is being tuned to you finding those bonds and those relationships that you need right now where you're at. Notice I said right now where you're at, because if you're not where you're supposed to be, you know, and later on in the future, a lot of those people might still fall at the wayside that you're looking at left and right. You know what I'm saying? But only you know that. You know where you at. You know where you're supposed to be. You know, right now, really in this moment, if you're not meditating and stuff, you're ignorant, and ignorance is so much of a choice right now. Don't fall into that. But Vesta is your passion. Like, Vesta is like, if you're not getting tapped into the actual act of having sex, if you're not actually having sex, this activity, this mindset, whatever this is in your chart, is going to give you the same exact satisfaction. Like, an example is my Vesta is in Gemini. I get the same satisfaction from being around my community, from learning, from communicating, and all those things. I get the same satisfaction from doing those things as I do from the actual act of sex. Peace. Thank you for tapping in. You said that's exact. See, look, you know, confirmation right there. But yes, you know, the actual act of having sex will give me the same satisfaction. It'll, you know, make the same neurons go off in my brain and everything like that. This is where your passion is at. This is also sitting in the sacral chakra. You are going to get the same pleasure from meditating, from tapping into spirit, from, you know, tapping into, you know, really paying attention to your antenna and the discernment and the things that come from tapping into your antenna. You're going to get the same satisfaction from that you get from engaging in sexual practices. And as, you know, if you like sex, then you should really enjoy meditating right now. As far as the collective goes. And then I want you to find out where Vesta is on your chart personally, so you can move forward accordingly in that realm as well. The 8th house is also in Olukun energy. This is the energy of Oya, bringing transformation and rebirth, also death, because before rebirth can even occur, we have to have a death, right? So for again, my condolences to all of you guys who are dealing with transitions and ascensions in any type of way, shape, or form. Much healing to those who have fallen ill, who have been hurt, who have been having near death experiences. Near death experiences is also another transformational awakening that comes from Pluto, that comes from Oya energy. Um, that's definitely on in the realm as well. Now, as far as our masculine side of our sacral chakra, we're dealing with Obatala energy. Again, coming back to the fact that this is the season of Tehuti, being an oracle, sage, wisdom. We're dealing with the second sphere in the tree of life, which is the power of knowing and manifesting. The sun, which is our ego self, our energy, our power, experiences. The sun also rules over our bones, our stomach, right eye, our heart, skin, head, and our joints. Okay. The sun is starting off the week in mutable Sat Obatala energy at 12 degrees Sagittarius, fourth house in Scorpio. So we are dealing with that Cancer house, going inward, intuition, definitely tap into spirit. Your pleasure seeking energy is going to be empowered by the moon, as the sun and the moon are in alignment, with the sun being in the fourth house. All right. So follow the dances of the sun and moon. They have been dancing a lot together, at least one time each moon cycle. So that's been really exciting. We'll get into the moon activity momentarily, but so far that's what's happening. Excuse me. Um, by the end of the week, the sun is going to be at 20 degrees. So we're going to go from that fixated energy, and we're going to be ending off the week in the mutable energy of Obatala. But your ego is going to come into, sharing knowledge, sharing wisdom, sharing what you know, manifesting things. You can do all that right now. But just know that nothing is growing in the soil right now because it's cold. It's not growing season. It's absorbing season. Right now, you should have planted your season. You should have planted your seeds in harvesting season. If you guys were following me during those planetary forecasts, we had collective breathing exercises. We planted our intentions. We did all of that together as a unit during harvesting season. So this season is not the season that the things that we planted back then are supposed to grow. This is the season where we just collect all the minerals. We're dealing with a lot of meteor showers right now. And the purpose of those meteor showers is to bring all the minerals and the vitamins and every frequencies and everything we need into the soil to raise the vibration so that our seeds can grow abundantly. Ashe? So during this time, it's time for your sun to chill. It's definitely time for pleasure seeking and just absorbing knowledge. You notice that the sun is not in the root chakra of actually materializing. The sun is not in the solar plexus chakra at its highest, where it's supposed to be doing the most. The sun is not in your crown chakra where you're doing your perfected action. The sun is literally in the pleasure seeking, joy, expression, and absorption power at this moment. That is letting you know right in here, right now, and affirming to you that this is the time of chilling the fuck out. Just chill out. The only thing you really have to do right now in this season is talk to spirit. That's really the only thing you should be putting on the forefront to do, and make sure you're always doing. That's what this season is for. It's for resting, being still, and being in alignment with nature, and just letting nature communicate with you. All right. So allow your body to do that. Reminding you, the sun rules over what? Your bones, your stomach, your right eye, your heart, your skin, your head, and your joints. So all of those parts of your body right now are being in alignment with pleasure seeking and joy. And they are going to express themselves. So the moment you feel like you're about to skip a nap, or you're not going to do those stretches, and you're not about to do that yoga, or you're about to eat that donut instead of that piece of fruit, those body parts are going to express themselves. Those body parts are pleasure seeking. So when they need a nap, they need a fucking nap. When they need a healthy snack, they need a healthy snack. That's the energy that we're in right now. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's on the masculine side of you. So that's going to be showing in your behavior. You're going to be like, dang, why my knee hurt? Why my stomach hurt? My eyes is getting blurry. All those things are going to come to life if you're not in alignment. Now, Mercury is also in Obatala energy, which is really cool because Mercury energy is all about decision making and your nervous system, how you think, how you notice patterns, how you really like communicate as far as verbalage, whether it's through your throat chakra or writing, or how you absorb someone else's communication through listening or reading, all those different things like that. Right, let you go meditate. Mercury rules over your chest, your nervous system, your skin, your navel, your nose, nerves, lungs, tongue, arms, face, and hair. Mercury usually stays in a zodiac sign from 15 to 60 days. Mercury has 3 to 4 retrogrades yeah, 3 to 4 a year. Mercury also being in the energy of wisdom, oracle, sage. Your decision making self is telling you to be tapped into spirit. It's that simple. Decision making self, your throat chakra is only going to be communicating and absorbing communication from spirit. Anything outside of that, you probably won't even be able to focus on, like watching something on television and not even hearing it. Something, that kind of energy will come to you when you find yourself fighting, what spirit is trying to drive you to do. This week, Mercury will be ending the week in Capricorn energy and cardinal Capricorn energy. So you'll be like experiencing a shift during this week. Actually today, Mercury went into Capricorn energy. So between from Sunday up until today, you probably have been feeling a shift of, your decision making mind coming from that pleasure seeking and then coming back into the root chakra of like, okay, I'm authoritarian energy on this, actually like, moving you forward, start communicating those boundaries. This is like your throat chakra moving in favor of your sacral chakra. So if you feel something on the inside, go on and let your throat say it on the outside. And I'm pretty sure these past 3 days, those things you've been biting your tongue on, they probably been coming out a little here and there and a little attitude, whatever. That ain't nothing but Mercury moving from, the behaviors of pleasure seeking or not pleasure seeking or being or having too much pleasure seeking. It depends on where you're at in life. To actually like moving into the materialization, placing things into your root chakra as far as your boundaries and stuff go. Venus is also in Obatala energy and will be moving its way into Capricorn energy or Babalu A energy by the end of this week as well. But Venus rules over wealth and love. It rules over the face, the lights in your eyes, how your eyes absorb light and see beauty and stuff like that. That's why they say beauty is in the eye of the beholder, because the lights in my eyes are different than the lights in your eyes. So the way my eyes bend light, somebody to me might be, the best looking thing in the world, but the way the lights bend in your eyes, that person look crazy. All that is ruled by where Venus is, what Venus is in relation to and all that stuff. And there's so many different planets and asteroids and dwarf planets out there. It'll take you an infinite amount of time to fully research just your Venus alone. That's why in the Circle 7 they say study yourself, and when you're done, continue to study yourself, because you're an infinite being. You could really study yourself forever and never be done. We've been repeating lies many times and still studying ourselves. You know what I mean? But yeah, coming back to Venus. Venus spends about 30 days per each zodiac sign. Venus at the moment is at 23 degrees Sagittarius in that fourth house ruled by Scorpio vibes. Not Scorpio vibes. Libra vibes. So with Venus, so for those of you guys that are in any type of occupation or in any type of business, entrepreneurship, or anything, it's time to read some books on your craft. It's time to expand on your craft. Expand your knowledge of your expertise. Expand the knowledge of what it is that you do, what it is that you specialize in, whether you're a healer, a musician, a teacher, whatever your job is, your occupation. If you work at Amazon warehouse, it's time for you to research the company, research the next position you can go to in the process to get into that. Maybe research some of the inventory or learn the formula of the area you're in, whatever. This is the time to expand yourself in your craft. If you're an artist, research some art techniques. some visual different ways you can put things together, different mediums you can use, stuff like that. If you are a healer, maybe, study a little bit more, expand a little bit more on your tactics, maybe research a different culture and how they perform the same thing you're performing, stuff like that. I would get into that at this moment. It's time to expand yourself on what it is that brings you wealth. Like lately, I've been expanding myself on the planetary forecast. I'm always expanding myself on the planetary forecast, but definitely right now in this moment, expanding myself on the planetary forecast. What I know about the planets, the different theories, the backlash, whatever. And as you guys know, we just started season 1 of Virgo Virgin Talk. Every episode is all about learning and expansion, which is something that we do. Same thing with Sun and Seas podcast. Every episode we're learning and expanding and everything like that. So, whatever you're doing, it's time to expand your mindset on that. Also, as far as like love and romance goes, we're in the pleasure seeking. So this comes back to like the cuffing season energy and all the different kind of photos and videos you see out here of these, gods and goddesses out here trying to find somebody for the season. Y'all been going in. But that's a lot to do with Venus being in Obatala energy, that pleasure seeking energy. This is only round 1. We're about to move into Venus moving into Capricorn energy. So we played around a little bit, but now, individuals are about to really start shooting a shot and getting aggressive, assertive, and starting to materialize the desires that they want out of their romantic life, out of their romantic pursuits and experiences. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with it. Tap into that energy. You could be in the process of healing and still have a partner, like, because you're going to be healing for the rest of your life. I hope you know that. Like, you're going to be studying yourself for the rest of your life, and you're going to be healing for the rest of your life. I'm 32 years old and I'm healing from some shit that happened to me 30 days ago. You never know when you're going to be traumatized for you to have to heal again. You know what I'm saying? Like, trauma and healing, they're just going to keep happening. They're going to keep happening, and it's up to you to decide how you experience both of them. You're in control of how you experience these things and these happenings around you, and that should be empowering. Hopefully it is for you to know that you are in control of how you absorb them, how you express them, how you experience them, and how you make them for you. But that's Venus for you. The 7th house is also in Obatala energy. The 7th house is the house of Shango's, not Shango's, the house of Oba. It's like the one-on-one relationships and finding balance and fairness and tapping into the energies of Mayat, justice and order. Again, bring you back to, because Oba energy is also of the heart of love. So it's like, on the inside of yourself with Jupiter, Neptune, Juno, Vesta in the 8th house, definitely giving off sexy vibes with the 8th house too, because if you guys don't know, Scorpio energy, Oya energy is also about sex. But that energy on the inside is definitely tapping into spirit, meditate, get your wisdom from the oracles, from the sages, from the healers around you, and then also get it from yourself and the downloads that you come to. This is time of expansion, expanding your mind on the inside. And then you're also, if you're celibate, find out what your Vesta is so you don't be walking around being a Scrooge. But if you are not celibate or abstinent, you're going to feel the innate internal desire to be with someone. You want to be with someone. You want to cuddle, because it's, in our minds in this room, oh, it's cuffing season, ha ha ha, it's winter time, trying to get somebody, it's time to cuddle, we want matching PJs. But in the Netaroos, the planets are lined up for you to feel this way. This is usually around the time where people are conceiving babies. This is around the time where people are really just tapping into the pleasure seeking and really allowing themselves to feel joy. And for every animal on earth, we all kind of find joy in sex. That's what it is, especially as, we learn to heal our experiences with sex. We learn to enjoy it even more. On the outside of you, as far as like the behavior and how you're exhibiting this, your ego is rooted in this. So it's coming out on the outside of you guys, what you're posting, the places that you're going, the activities you're engaging in, how you're dressing, the people you find yourself being around, the person that you find yourself spending more time with, your decision-making skills with that Mercury, your heart chakra with that Venus and that 7th house Opa energy. It's all arrows point to, I hope y'all find y'all one. And I also hope that y'all meditating. But that's the first two chakras for you. As far as the solar plexus chakra, yeah, that's ruled by Ogun. Ogun, which is Mars, is currently in the fixated energy of Gemini, also in retrograde. So our solar plexus is slowed down. Let me say that again. Our solar plexus, see that in the middle, has slowed down. It's slowed. All right? It's slowed. We're not out here moving like it's summertime. We are not out here moving like we were moving in July. You're not supposed to be eating how you were eating in July. You're not supposed to be working how you were working in July. All the consumption that you were doing in July. None of that is supposed to be going on. Your solar plexus chakra is in retrograde. It has slowed down. It's okay if you need a nap. It's okay if you're tired. It's okay if the sun is going down earlier, is affecting your sleeping schedule. It's supposed to. Here, we are in alignment with nature. If you are not in alignment with nature, it's just going to keep feeling like stuff is happening to you and you're going to keep struggling. And you got to ask yourself, do you want to keep struggling? That is up to you. That is not up to your bills. That is not up to your boss. That is not up to your employer. It's not up to nobody but you. You can make excuses. You can make it seem like it's about those things, but it's up to you. And what you're willing to go through, what you're willing to sacrifice, what you're willing to give up and give into, what you're willing to adapt to. Those are all decisions that you have to make for yourself. I can't make those for you. All I can do is tell you what we're supposed to be doing collectively. Now you do with that what thou will. But right now, Ogun is in retrograde. It has slowed down. Where is it slowed down at? I'm glad you asked. In the Bessie twin zodiac energy of Gemini. And we're in the 10th house of Taurus. What does that mean? That means slowing down with that 10th house. 10th house is the house of aspirations, achievements, and success. Okay? If you are in alignment with the Gemini energy of expansion, of knowledge, of tapping into your community, as I've been telling y'all all summer long, y'all need to start finding y'all tribe and start getting in the practice of bartering. Get in the practice of y'all putting the money together to get some land to build together so you can stop using bills as an excuse to not be in alignment with nature. God needs to, really start getting tapped into your community, whether it be virtual or in the physical. It's time to get tapped in. But now it's slowed down. So it's not time for that right now. You had your opportunity to do that. We got to wait until Mars goes back forward and then you can tap back into it. Mars goes back forward in January. We'll still be, slowed down a little bit, waiting on February 2nd to see what the groundhog says. But we're slowed down now. It's not time for that now. So don't start scrambling to do it now. Just be still and absorb. It's probably not your time yet. Maybe your time will be after January, February. And then you'll really be able to find yours. But yes, you will be successful if you are in alignment with the solar plexus energy, because we are solar beings. We are solar beings. All of my melanin enriched individuals are solar beings. We rise and fall with the sun. We are in alignment with the sun. Now, do you see the sun outside right now? It's 7:30. Do you see the sun outside right now? You don't. So you shouldn't be moving like you see the sun outside right now. You shouldn't be moving like it's 12 o'clock in the afternoon when the sun is at its highest. You should be moving like it's 7:30 in the evening in the middle of winter. You know what I'm saying? If you are not doing that, you're not in alignment. And there's consequences that come with that. It's a struggle. It's a physical struggle. It's a mental struggle. It's an emotional struggle. You guys out there combating depression. You guys out there combating the physical stresses of being a worker bee, of stressing yourself, the role strains, the depression, all that stuff coming. And we're normalizing it. Our society normalizes that shit for a reason. They love giving y'all medication. Don't let them pull you out of nature so far. But yeah, that's what's happening. That's what's happening in our solar plexus. Okay. It's solar plexus chakra rules over our willpower. So if you're not in alignment with nature, your willpower is probably dwindled and you're like, damn, you're probably really fighting yourself on a regular basis. And I feel sorry for you. I've been there.
Probably if my leg wasn't broken, I'd probably still be there a little bit. um, it rules over your power, your self-expression, and your self-esteem. So if you're not in alignment, your self-esteem is affected. That's where a lot of that depression is coming from. All right. As far as your feminine side, going the inside of your solar plexus chakra, where you feel your power, that is being ruled by Tehuti, which is the enforcement of law, courage, fearlessness. We're dealing with the fifth sphere on the tree of life now, guys. This is the enforcement of the celestial government and the administration government. When we're dealing with trying to manifest. Chiron is in the feminine side of the solar plexus chakra. Chiron rules over your wounds, what wounds you will experience in this lifetime, and how you will transmute those wounds into a superpower, a level of strength, finding out what other celestial bodies Chiron is in alignment with, whether they be asteroids, comets, dwarf planets, or other stars and constellations, will tell you exactly the different wounds that you will have in this lifetime, when you will have them, where they will be at, and what it will be affected. Again, another celestial body you could study infinitely and still not be done. You could study Chiron alone for the rest of your life and just predict all the bad things that may happen to you, but know that they will empower you. Chiron spends about 4 years in each zodiac. It spends about 7 to 8 years in Aries, and it spends only about 2 years in Virgo and Libra, because Virgo, we don't need that signal. Chiron is in fixated Aries in the 8th house, ruled by Pisces. Chiron is also in retrograde right now, slowing down. Chiron is slowed down. It is slowed down in the new beginning area. Yes, sex is amazing when you know what your partner loves. I can't stand no selfish sex, bro. So I'm glad you got the keys, because a lot of men don't. A lot of men have sex for themselves and be feeling like they just jacking off with a woman's body, and that's really all that's happening. It's like the woman is just there because you need a woman there. So kudos to you. It is way better. But as far as Chiron goes, Chiron has slowed down. Chiron has slowed down for us to really meditate and take the time to heal. This is the time of healing. Let the coldness be like an ice pack on your body and on your heart and your emotions and your mindset, as you try to get through all these different things that's going on in your life. Start to find awareness in some of your wounds and start to see how they have empowered you instead of made you feel worse, or made you feel powerless, like you've been training your mind to think. Actually give yourself time to say, you know what? It's not as bad as I thought it was. And actually, this ain't really happening to me. This is happening for me. And really start. And a lot of that is coming back from what I was telling you. Go back to your meditations. Go back to your meditations and go back to a spirit. Because, Chiron is also in the 8th house, ruled by Pisces energy. So if you go to the 8th house ruled by Pisces, who are we sitting next to? Oh, we're sitting next to Jupiter, Neptune. We're sitting right back to Vesta. We're back in those areas when we're dealing with the 8th house. So when you're dealing with Chiron and stuff, go back to Neptune and Jupiter and all that stuff. Tap into that and meditate again, and start to give thanks. Give thanks for the things that you've been through, and know that it's here to make you stronger. It's here to make you better. And if it doesn't feel like it's doing that in this life, it might be because, one, you're out of alignment with nature because you're too busy being sucked into the matrix stuff. Well, nature is also a matrix. You're getting sucked into the man-made matrix made by the colonists, okay? Or two, maybe this superpower is not something you need in this life. Maybe this is a superpower that you need in your next life. You never know. Now, as far as Chiron goes, Chiron has been in Aries since 2019, February 2019. That was around the time where people really started, feeling affected by COVID, before we had the lockdown in March. So again, we definitely turned that wound and turned that bitch into a superpower. We definitely turned, the happenings of that virus around. A lot of people utilize that to assist them in growing their business and growing their social media marketing, becoming entrepreneurs, being the matriarch and patriarch and their families, taking care of others. A lot of you guys use that womb to empower yourself. So congratulations, because you guys have been doing an amazing job. And every time I do a podcast interview or something, I always talk about how proud of us I am, because I am. I'm very proud of us, and the growth that we've done in the last 3 years is it's fucking insane. Um, but it's definitely something to be proud of. That's definitely Chiron energy in full effect. Chiron will remain in Aries, bringing us new beginnings until October 19th, 2026. So we got some more time in this realm. All right. Aries is also in Aries. Aries is the rebellious side of self. It's discord and activism. Aries is actually the planet that's outside of Pluto. So we have extra planet. We have a lot of planets that for some reason we don't speak on, and it's okay. That's why I'm here. But Aries is the planet outside of Pluto. After Pluto gets done providing you guys with all that extreme transformation and ascensions and death and empowerment, Aries comes right behind and punches on the parts of your body that you thought were going to walk away from this unscathed. Because meat tenderizing is the goal here. Obviously, we're getting ready to be somebody's burger. I kid. But that's what Aries is, the energy of rebellion. It brings on discord. And it's a big like activist influence, honestly. It's big on activism. Aries being in Aries, a lot of the activism going on around this time right now is bringing on new beginnings, new realizations, new moments and thoughts and things like that. It's in the ninth house, which is the house of Obatala, expanding knowledge and mindset. And I'm very proud to say a lot of our activists of today are very intellectual. We're not falling behind a lot of nonsense. Well, I don't know. I be in my bubble, so if there's nonsense going on, I probably don't know about it. But I'm following behind, some pretty really dope people. And so, I have that knowledge. Stop. I see a lot of that knowledge, being on the forefront and influencing people to be active, because that's what activism is being active for your community, and in different ways, not just marching on the street and yelling to someone and not even knowing who you're yelling at because you don't understand politics or you don't understand the order or operations inside of a business or who to speak to. You guys don't even know who's the CEO of a lot of companies that y'all be doing business every day with, as if you're not a business. You're literally a walking business if you're still a part of the colonist matrix. You're a walking business, and you do business with individuals every day. And when you go outside and you march and you yell, you say you boycotting this and that, you have no idea who you're talking to or who you're affecting. That's poor business. That's bad business. Okay. So knowledge is everything. Let's tap into the ninth house and expand yourself. And it helps bring like a focal point. And again, we're talking about the solar plexus chakra right now. That's awesome. It's very empowering to learn about who we got to beat up or who we got to boycott or this, that, and the third. You know what I'm saying? What if you had to take medication, like for your circumstance? Like for your circumstances, taking medication, if you have to do it, you have to do it. I'm not a medical doctor. I had to take medication for my leg situation. If I had a doctor that I could trust, that I knew for a fact would heal me, to the same extent that the surgeons healed me, then I would go to that person in a heartbeat. In a fucking heartbeat, I would have went to that person instead. But I don't have access to that. I don't know where those kind of healers are. It seems like everybody wants to be westernized. So, I won't tell you, I'm not going to tell you what to do. You know your body. You're the one that's in your body. You can hear your body. You can feel your body. You know what it feels like when it's taking those medications. You know what it feels like when you don't take those medications. Like, you have the power to experiment on your body. You should be your first doctor. You should be your primary care physician. No one should have the power to be your primary care physician but you. You're the one that tells yourself, "Ooh, this hurts, that hurts. I don't feel good." Now tell yourself, what does it feel like? What area does it hurt the most in? What does it feel like when I do this, when I do that? If I take this, if I consume that, what does it feel like? You experiment on yourself before you go out to strangers and allow them to experiment on you, because they're usually doing it out of their ego, whereas you're doing it out of, you really want your vessel to move how it's supposed to move. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't call 911 until I feel a pain. But that's because I'm my primary care physician. I had to tell myself this was severe enough to call 911. You know what I'm saying? So you have those answers. And that's as far as I can go, because I really wish we did have our own hospitals and healthcare spaces and stuff like that. That would be so perfect right now, because we do need them, especially with, you know, everything that's been going on since like the quarantine and everything. I don't know if anybody else outside of you have been in these healthcare facilities, but they fucking suck. And everybody's like 23 years old, and everybody's playing around and playing with their thumbs, and there's so much medical malpractice and medical and medicinal errors going on and all that stuff like that. Like, this is a perfect time for us to have our own healthcare facilities and stuff. So if anybody wants to stop by the HBCUs and talk to our nursing and our doctorate degree graduates and say, hey, can y'all develop y'all own so that we can go to y'all and get like the medicine according to our culture and not westernized? Like, if y'all want to go into those places and have those conversations, I say go for it. That's not my realm of expertise for me to do it. But I would definitely be a patient in one of those in a heartbeat. I hope that answered your question. But coming back to the solar plexus chakra, in addition to us having Aries, Aries has been in Aries since 1925 and will remain in Aries energy until June 2044. So we got a lot of time in Aries energy, bringing new beginnings and stuff like that into this realm. And Aries is also a feminine energy. So this is like in the realm of women bringing on the new beginnings. Women, being the initiators. And when you think about since the 1920s, am I going to take away from any energy from men? No, but I will say every great male leader I have researched and looked at definitely was either married to a wonderful woman that was like, really like down to Dick Gregory. His wife was amazing even after they separated. Like, she still was doing behind the scenes, doing the work, making the phone calls, doing the paperwork, and this, that, and the third. Dr. Sebi, he had a couple of wives. He had a nice, and it was actually Lisa Left Eye Lopez that healed him. Healed his heart, because as intelligent as he was as far as Ayurvedic medicine went, he was mean as shit to women and children. He was very nasty. Dick Gregory eventually became very nasty. It was the women that came and healed their hearts, just in time for their ascension. You know what I mean? Or just in time for them to be open to assisting more feminine energies in their life before their ascension. So women really been, and then you think about the 1920s, that was also during the time of suffrage and women fighting for the right to vote and the feminism that everybody hates so much, and all those different things. All that stuff started to come to the forefront in the 1920s, and it's still, very major today. You see a lot of female pioneers in all different walks of life and all different occupations, whether you agree with the occupation or that culture or that cult or whatever or not, is you still see women pioneering in it. And that's the overall theme I'm trying to convey to y'all. And that's gonna keep going till 2044. So hopefully, by what is that, 2028, by 2032, I'll be able to be president. So I'll be old enough to be president. Vote for me, because I'm definitely running. I ain't playing either. Please vote for me, even if y'all gotta type my name in, because I ain't running because I'm kind of broke. I ain't got as much money as the Democrats and Republicans, but I just want to try it. I just want to see what happens. I just want to like be on a podium and have those conversations. Like, why don't y'all just do it like this? Even if I don't win, I just want to like flex your brain real quick. But that's definitely something I want to do. It's something I wanted to do ever since I was in elementary school. But I would like to think and say that at some point in time, I always think about that Family Feud video by Jay-Z, when it was a whole roundtable of women. Instead of just having one female president, there was a conglomerate of women that were making decisions for the nation. I think that is fire. I'm here for it. We allowed men to take care of things, and we should be working side by side instead of the men being on the forefront of everything and us being behind the scenes. We both should be in our rightful places, but they are side by side. You know what I'm saying? Like yin yangs don't be one in front of the other one, otherwise that would look real weird. They be side by side. But that's what I got for that. You do with that what thou wilt. As far as the coming back to the solar plexus, our fortune is also in our solar plexus. So if you guys slow the hell down and be in tune with the sun and what the sun's doing and the cycles of the sun right now, your fortune is coming into that. For those guys who don't know, the fortune is the mathematical cross between the elliptical of the sun, the moon, and the rising, which is where the sun rises at. And right now it's in Aries, in the 8th house, ruled by Pisces, still coming back to in alignment with the sacral chakra of Jupiter, Neptune, and all those, because we're still dealing with that 8th house energy. So again, coming back to the mindset, meditate, go inward, slow down, be chill. Okay. This is in cardinal Aries, so it's bringing new beginnings, and it's okay if you're just now getting started and wrapping your mind around the slow down part, because we are in the cardinal energy still. It's okay. Just slow down. By the end of the week, the fortune will be in 27 degrees Capricorn by next Monday. So we'll be moving from Aries energy all the way to Capricorn energy. The fortune moves pretty fast. I think it moves like a zodiac every couple hours or so. As far as our masculine side of our solar plexus energy, we're dealing with Oya, which is Scorpio energy. And the only energy we have over there, still associated with Harold Tehuti. So we're still dealing with the fifth sphere in the tree of life, if you guys are looking in the pictures in the background. But the only house that's over here is the 4th house, which is Yamaya, the Cancer zodiac energy. Is sitting in our solar plexus chakra. Remind you guys, go in your shell, go inward, tap into your intuition. Meditation is key. Also, be in alignment with the moon and the moon cycles with your solar plexus a little bit too. Because what did we talk about? We talked about the sun being in what? Your sacral chakra. And that was in the 4th house with what? The moon. So be in alignment with the moon cycles at the moment, allowing your sun self to go to sleep. Allow your sun self to go to sleep. It's hibernation time, y'all. Y'all better start embracing hibernation time. So when the springtime and the summertime come, y'all be ready. It's time for fasting and resting. We fast because your digestive system has slowed down too. The sun assists you in digesting. You're not digesting things as fast. Your body's not moving as fast, but you're trying to move it faster than what is actually capable. We're all in retrograde right now. You are a retrograde earthling right now. You have to, learn how to absorb that and accept that, because if you don't, that's where the depression comes into, because you're working against your own nature. It's going to create a lot of, things that you're not trying to feel, but you're really doing it to yourself. We can move into the heart chakra. Let's go. Let's move on up. The heart chakra rules over the self-esteem, your love, your wealth, your business, pinnacles, things of that nature. When we deal with love, we're dealing for love for self, love for others, love for your community, universal love, all that kind of stuff. We don't start to get into like sensuality type love until we get into your Lilith, your Vesta, those kind of signs. Then we start to get into the sensual, sexual, even your Pluto placement too, what is more of your sexual self being. But this love, what do love feel like? What you look like when you in love? How you act? How you behave? Do you fall in love often? Is it easy? Do you fall in love the same moment you meet somebody? Do you fall in and out of love in the same moment? My Venus is Virgo. I'm picky as shit, y'all. I be trying so hard to be better. I'm trying to heal that. I don't know if I'm supposed to be healing that, or I'm supposed to be like, you know what? I love this level of discernment. But yes, I'm very picky. And that's why I'm always by myself. It is what it is, though. You find out where your Venus is. You can find out your love language, how you love, how you receive love, how you express love, all those different things. My expression of love is act of kindness and act of service, because I'm My Venus is in Virgo. But if you look on my tropical chart, my Venus is in Leo. I mean, not tropical, my sidereal chart, my Venus is in Leo. So my love language is attention. I like to be rubbed. I like to be touched. Pet me like a cat, please. Thank you. I like to lay around. But we gonna do stuff and have experiences because Leo's ruled by the sun. So you know I'm definitely we're gonna be out. We're gonna have some EXs going on, experiences. Let's go. Extroverted. Let's go. But yes, that's all the information you can find out about and then like I keep telling y'all, first of all, every chakra has chakras. We have way more than 7 chakras. Every chakra has the same chakras within the chakras. Then you have a feminine set of chakras within a chakra. You got a masculine set of chakras within the chakras. Then you look at the relation of that chakra to all the other chakras because, Venus could be in relation to other planets and stuff that will, change the exact energy of that Venus you're experiencing and all that. Like I said, we could do this infinitely. We could do this all day. We could do this for hours. However, I am not Jose Sanchez. I am not trying to be here for no 6 hours. But we could do that and still not be done and me still not give you to the full extent of what this planet is going to do for you. We could do that. And that's the exciting part about it. You could do this forever and still not be done. But Taurian energy, Oshun, is the feminine side of the heart chakra, and that is ruled by Netet. That is the Kundalini energy, sensual forces. We're dealing with the 7th sphere now on the tree of life, and that is the celestial workers, and that's in the space of designing and imagery, and that's why Venus energy is also associated, as well as Oshun, is associated with beauty and beautiful things and jewelry and music and like anything that pleases the senses, right? Because that Kundalini energy and the celestial workers is creating or designing what they believe to be beautiful, right? The overall heart chakra energy is in Obatala energy of pleasure seeking. We have Venus sitting at 23 degrees Sagittarius in the 4th house ruled by Scorpio energy. So a lot to do in your love life and your wealth and things is definitely bringing transformation in your home space. The 4th house is dealing with that Cancer energy, which is your home, your intuition, your spiritual self, all that type of energy. Maternal type energy, whether you're the maternal energy or the maternal energy you experience or your maternal side. This includes the males as well. Men have maternal sides to themselves, whether it's the maternal energy they're experiencing from others or the maternal energy that they provide or experience from themselves. That's what all your heart is going into it. Your desire to heal maternal energy around you, your desire to heal your own maternal energy. I see a lot of men, starting to deal with a lot of traumas they experience from their mothers and their female siblings and things into their lives. And I am here for it. I'm here for it. I had to have some healing conversations with my siblings because I wasn't always the nicest sibling in the world, and I'm still kind of not. I'm learning how to heal how I communicate, because I feel like a lot of my stuff came off as judging. My intentions are never to judge. My intentions are always for perfection. And I know that we cannot be perfect, but if we can strive, we'll get pretty close. But, my candor has not always been on 1,000. I grew up in abuse and I was very angry child. So, I was expressing a lot of things through anger, and I'm learning how to heal that now. Thanks to having my own kids who are very, very sensitive. Yay! And I don't want to traumatize my kids at all. I have 2 boys, and I do not want them growing up with maternal issues. So I'm going to nip a lot of stuff in the bud. I'm breaking a lot of generational curses, some that I don't even think to give myself credit for because I don't even think about it like that. But yes, it's happening. But yeah, a lot of healing going on in that realm. A lot of transformations going on because Scorpio is ruling over that intuitive energy. Also keeping the veil thin in your heart as well. The spiritual thin, the veil is thin in your root chakra. It's real thin in that sacral chakra. Woof. And it's thin in that solar plexus chakra. And this shit is thin in the heart chakra. The veil is thin in all of these realms. I mean, the spirit is always speaking. Spirit is loud right now. So to not listen, not tap in is really, really a choice. It's really, really a choice. All right. Okay. So the feminine side, Oshun. The moon, we started the week moon off yesterday, was in the cardinal energy of Oshun in the 9th house. mindset expanding. So if you guys were like tapped in and wanted and was like on some meditation or wanting to learn about something or discovering something, whatever, definitely moon energy going full effect. The By the end of this week, by next Monday, the moon will be in Leo. So we're gonna move on from Taurus into Gemini, into Cancer, and then we're gonna be in Leo, living our best life. All right. Uranus is also in Oshun. Uranus is in the fixated energy of Oshun. Uranus is still in retrograde too. So slow down, my progressive workers, my activists, my leaders, my innovators, my motivational speakers, my positive influencers. Slow the fuck down. Uranus is in retrograde. You don't have to be full force right now, still yelling in people's faces to the same extent you was doing all summer. It's not the season for that. We don't have to do that. Now, if you have a routine that you're just in tune with, and you want to keep your routine going, keep the routine going. But remember, slow and steady. So at any moment, your mind or your heart or your gut is like, I'm not feeling it. Listen. Don't fight. Listen. It's listening time. Time for you to listen too. You do a lot of speaking. It's time to listen to our insides. All right? Listen. Listen, Linda. And it's a lot of expansion that's going to come with that ninth house energy. Ruled by Aries. So all my worker bees out there that are motivators and innovators and inventors and stuff like that, it's a new beginning that's going to come with you learning how to rest. You've been a worker bee long enough. You've been in a worker bee in the colonist matrix. You've been in a worker bee in the aboriginal matrix. You've been a worker bee in the spiritual matrix. When the fuck are you going to rest? Okay? That's the lesson we learn. And when I speak to y'all, I speak to myself too. Yeah, I know I'm speaking to myself. Because y'all tell me all the time I'll be doing a lot. My mom tell me every day I'll be doing too much. My mom's a Taurus. So is my son. And they both all day, every day. You doing too much. You still doing it? Why are you doing it? What are you doing? Go sit your ass down somewhere. Like that's the theme of my life. You know, my tutorial telling me to rest all the time. And, you know, yeah. I'm learning how to listen. I'm getting better. But that's when Uranus is in retrograde to remind you, like, chill, okay? Uranus rules over the circulatory system, okay? So your blood is like, pumping on retrograde right now. You are a retrograde earthing. And then on top of the fact that we've already established back in October when we went to daylight savings time that was a fancy word for Earth retrograde. Every planet goes in retrograde. Earth is in retrograde right now until daylight savings time ends. Then we will be back prograde, okay? We're slow as shit right now. Be in alignment with your planet. If you're not going to be in alignment with chakras, which I feel like are not way more important, but like way more interpersonal, at least be in alignment with the planet. The planet is in retrograde. Why you can't be in retrograde? Make it make sense. But yes, the Uranus is in charge of the circulatory system and your third eye. So even your third eye is on slow right now. So if you're not getting 1,000 downloads and you can't think and you can't concentrate, that's why college is even on a 30-day break right now. Like niggas not going back to college until mid-January. Like even colleges know it's time to chill. You know, schools only give you a week off because they weird. Like public school K through 12 because they're weird. But like that's up to you, you know, as the parent to be like, you know what, we're gonna learn how to rest. What they talking about? Now I homeschool my kids. I'm not judging nobody. Y'all find time to do what y'all find time to do, but that's what I do for me and mine. And it works for us. We are learning a lot of stuff together. And I just want them to always experience freedom. You know I can't, you know, I can't destroy all their dragons. They're still going to experience some shit, but you know, at least they're still in their true selves while they experience it. At least they don't have to go through the whole, I gotta figure out who I am and what I do and what my spirit is about. They don't have to do that. They're gonna go ahead start. But yeah, slow down. Uranus rules over pushing beyond traditional boundaries and behaviors and progressive change. Uranus has been in Taurus energy since March 15th, 2019. That was around the time where quarantine started, right? That was a big progressive change we went through. Learning how to go inward and then being in Taurian energy of love and wealth, you know, changing how we dated. Everybody was doing everything virtually. Everybody was getting their pinnacles virtually. People started changing about their mind about working for some of these corporations, especially a lot of these that's promoting child trafficking. Like, well, I don't know, you know, I see everybody talking about Balenciaga now, but like, did we forget that Wayfair was doing that last year? and to the point where it was a joke on Saturday Night Live. And there's still hella Wayfair warehouses out here. So apparently we don't care enough. It's only, I guess it's just a trend to pretend like to care about these things, but people still clocking in the Wayfair every day. At some point in time, we have to learn how to move like a business so we can make better business moves when businesses are not moving to our liking. You get what I'm saying? We call ourselves kings and queens, but once you start really moving like one, because you are a king, you are a queen, because you are a business. You could be a monarch of your own, entity. You know what I'm saying? And what I'm saying will make sense as you learn to expand yourself in that realm of things. I'm still a child in that realm, but it's certain things that I just clicked in my mind. You know how it's like I don't know everything about this, but it was just certain aha moments, because this is how I always thought, how I always felt. And then to finally see something in alignment with that, it's like, oh yay, I'm on the path. I'm here for it. But yeah, that's the vibe there. Bringing that progressive change. When we got quarantined, we changed the way we were dating people. We were changing the way we were socializing. Everybody was doing everything on Zoom or Facebook Live, Instagram Live. The stocks for those things were going up. The forex market was changing drastically, especially in the name of companies, because certain companies that were doing so well were failing, and then other companies were doing amazing. AMC closed down, but the Zoom and Facebook Watch went up crazy. Stuff like that. A lot of companies changed the name of their companies because they wanted to get rid of the ability to research the name of their company and see all their lawsuits or other malpractice and all the other stuff that they should be getting boycotted for. I wonder if Wayfair changed their fucking name. I know Facebook did, which is funny because Facebook had so many lawsuits, but now that they're Meta, when generations after us go to research Meta, they might see other stuff, but they're not going to see the Facebook stuff. Same thing with Johnson and Johnson. They're J&J now. So that when you research J&J, because you don't have any knowledge of Johnson, who's Johnson & Johnson, and we only know J&J now, you won't see all the stuff that Johnson & Johnson was doing. You know what I'm saying? All that is intelligent as shit. But, all that to say, transformation has been happening in the pinnacle realm, in the social realm, and in the business realm, since Uranus has been in Taurus energy. And that'll be happening until April 26, 2026. So we have this progressive energy in our heart chakra for a longer time. The true node, which is the path of the moon, if you're tapped into the Kabbalah, if you know where your true node is, this is where you'll find your destiny. This is also where you'll find your soul tribe, because all of you guys are moving towards the same, goals and things like that. Mine is in Aquarius, if anybody out there. But the true node rules over your legs, breathing, your neck, and your lungs. Again, telling you about your journey. Those are all essential, components to journeying. Journeying? Yeah, we're gonna let that word rock. But yeah, retrograde began yesterday with the true node. So the true node is now in retrograde as far as, walking towards your destiny. Again, reminding you to slow down. It's okay if you haven't met your soul tribe yet. Everybody has slowed down. It's winter time, slow down time. It's okay if you're not moving towards your destiny at 50 miles per hour, because everything has slowed down. We are in retrograde. Chill out, bro. It's winter time. And then the true node changes every 4 hours, in case you guys did not know that. As far as the Vedic chart goes, the true node is still in Aries in the 9th house, being ruled by Pisces energy. So bringing on the vibes of the new beginnings happening in our destiny, which is very exciting, because it's affecting our pinnacles, it's affecting our self-esteem and our love and our wealth, and bringing new beginnings to it. So, kudos to you guys who are finding new loves or finding a new phase or new chapter in your love life with someone that you are already with. That's very exciting. May it be healing to you both. Ashe. The 10th house is also in the heart chakra. So, allowing your heart to guide the way. The fact that it's in retrograde. The fact that, Venus is in pleasure seeking mode, letting you know, if you need to rest. If you want to chill, but don't overindulge. Balance is key. And that's the mindset with that Sagittarius Obatala energy. Because like I told y'all last planetary forecast, Obatala was a drunk. And his issue was that he was imbalanced in his pleasure seeking. My man's love the palm wine. And because of that, Obatala is the one who created man through clay. So in African mythology, whenever a human was born with some level of deformity, they would say, Obatala was lit when you was. I'd be mad as shit if somebody was like, yeah, it looked like Obatala was like living his best life when he was born, huh? He was lit. Oh, for real? That's what we doing? that's a real insult. I'm about to put that joint in a song. But yes, Obatala is reminding us that pleasure seeking and joy is allowed in that heart chakra. So go for it. All right. The 10th house, success is in this heart chakra. Follow your heart, find some healing. Anybody dealing with diseases and any level of wrath is probably in your heart chakra right now, with this 10th house energy being in your heart chakra. And this is the space of healing it. Heal it with your heart. If you heal it with your heart, everything else will kind of fall into place. As far as the masculine side goes, because all that was feminine energy that was going on within, Libra energy, Oba is Heru, same vibes, Kundalini, central force is the 7th sphere. The 3rd house is the only energy we have in Oba energy, which deals with one-on-one relationships, balance, and fairness, and all those things like that. And the 3rd house is the Beji house, communication, talking, knowledge, intellect. Be mindful of those words, because that intellect can make you say something crazy, right? Because we're dealing with Gemini. Gemini is the Beji twins, and they were intellectual, but they also had a wrath. They also were warriors. So the little sharp tongue that might come out your heart. But if you are, create your boundaries, because if not, some people gonna be talking about you. They be like, I don't like the way she said that. I don't like the way he said that. This, that, and the third. That's gonna come out a lot, But you gotta listen to yourself. Listen to your inner discernment. We're gonna come to the throat chakra. Throat chakra is being ruled by Mercury, of course. Eshu. Eshu is sitting in Obatala energy in the 5th house, being ruled by Obatala. Again, that's Sagittarius energy, pleasure seeking, communicating pleasures and desires. See, I just said, right, that sharp ass tongue is going to express that heart. Yes, that heart is also sitting in Obatala, pleasure seeking, joy. So if anything is not bringing you joy, it's going to be expressed. And you could try to hide it and all that stuff all you want. It's going to come out. It's going to come out. Please get out of the habit of repressing yourself, because this colonized matrix taught you that some thoughts and some words and some emotions are not favorable or likable. Allah, God, the universe, Obatala, Inky, whoever you want to give, permissions to, created you the way you are for a reason, and you are a reflection of one. So your mindset and your heart set and your gut and behaviors are the way they are intentionally. And it's not for you to repress. It's for you to express with mindfulness of not trespassing upon others, within reason. Stick to the commandments, they are in alignment with the tree of life. But yeah, just don't repress yourself. It doesn't do any service. There's someone for everyone. Everybody has a tribe, and we were created to in that way, for it to be that way. Embrace that part. As far as the feminine side is ruled by Ibeji, which is in alignment with Sebek. The feminine side and masculine side of the throat chakra are both in alignment with Sebek, which is opposing forces, the left brain, the celestial text, which we're dealing with the 8th sphere of the tree of life, which is all about labeling and separatism. And that's what we're good at. Like as far as the 8th sphere deals a lot with that Virgo energy of discernment and separating and labeling. And it's good to have, like, a head is a head, a toe is a toe, a knee is a knee. But this is also where man's ill lie. We get so stuck on the separating of things that we forget that it's still all big parts of one. The analogy I like to give, if we're not going to stick to the chakras or the tree of life, is also your actual physical body systems. Okay? Like my heart has cells. My heart has organelles. My heart has its own systems. Sir, stop it. My dog keeps licking my broken leg, and it's weird. I don't know what's problem. But your heart has its own cells. Your heart has its own organelles, and it has its own system. If my heart cells decide, hey, We don't want to be in the heart no more. We trying to go invade the intestines. We want to go over there and procreate and do shit. Then I'm going to die. My whole body's going to die. And that's why I'm not an advocate for integration. I'm an advocate for coexisting. My heart and my intestines, they coexist beautifully. They're aware that they are working together for my whole body, but they're also aware that they cannot start integrating with each other or I'm going to die. Does that make sense? That's what I like. As above, so is below. As within, so is without. And that is the principle that I utilize for myself. Let's coexist. Let's high five. Let's support each other. Every now and then we might have to do a trade. You know, this person just consumed this shit. I need this glycose. You can have that glycogen right there, and you can have that waste. Like, you know, we still doing commerce. We still doing trade and shit. But like, we not finna start trading off on cells and organelles. It's not gonna work. Does that make sense? It makes sense to me when I say it. I hope it makes sense to you. But that is the principle that I utilize in my life. And it's never done out of hate or spite or anything. It's done out of love for myself. Because that's how I operate. But, and when I read the Netta rules, it feels like that is saying the same thing that I just said. Okay? But yes, this is where man's ills lie as far as getting so sucked into separating that we forget that we're separate but still one. Mars is in a Beji. We talked about that already. Your motivational self and your assertive self and your aggressive self and what gets you going, you know, but also what turns you on a little bit. This is when you start to get your toe a little bit wet in your sensual self a little bit more, like the action behind the Venus. Like Venus would be like, oh, I like him. Mars would be like, oh, I'm about to slide into the DMs. Like, you know what I mean? It's the action behind the Venus. But yeah, right now it's in Gemini. Your community is everything right now. I told y'all time and time again, y'all need to start coming together and bartering. Y'all need to come together and do a susu. Y'all need to come together and get some land together so y'all can stop stressing over bills every winter and doing all this woe is me stuff and getting a bunch of jobs that make you depressed and you're overworking yourself when you should be resting and all this different stuff y'all keep doing every season. Community is everything right now. Find your tribe and align. Like I said, we in retrograde, it's slow down time, whatever, you know, forgive yourself. You know, you are on your own timing. It's cool. Some of you guys have tribes that y'all not even trying to give credit to. Some of y'all do have support systems, but your ego has taught you to be so stuck on, oh, I'm alone, I'm independent, I do everything myself, that you have all this support around you that you're not even utilizing, you're not taking advantage of, and you're not giving back to. So, you know, meditate on that. Meditate on your energy awareness. Y'all not as alone as y'all think. You're just addicted to being alone because rap songs and stuff taught y'all that it's empowering to do everything by yourself. But that's not reality. We are here to create new earth. And if that's not the energy, we're not trying to bring that energy into new earth. It doesn't do us any good. Mars rules over the blood, marrow, anus, your energy, your neck, female organs, your veins, and your genitals. It spends about 45 days at each zodiac sign. As far as the Vedic chart goes, Mars is in retrograde in Taurus energy. So as far as your behavior goes on your feminine side of your chart, you have Mars really like acting out on your emotions, on your feelings, on how you're going about things, how you're doing things. Definitely being pinnacle motivated. Again, chill out. Chill out. Mars is in retrograde. So that motivation, all that energy going towards obtaining pinnacles and stuff is also in retrograde. All that energy going towards trying to obtain love and all the social battery and all that stuff is also in retrograde. It's also in 10th house of success, achievements, and aspirations. So when you start to slow down, you are not hurting yourself or hindering yourself. When you choose to slow down, you're actually coming into your best self. Because Aries is over that 10th house energy, bringing on new beginnings, that warrior like spirit. I love a good Aries. You know what Aries feels like to me? When I wash my sheets and I take them out the dryer and they're still warm, and I just got out the shower and I lay on them and they still warm, and I'm clean and my sheets is clean. That's Aries energy to me. I love it here. Thank you. Now, say I'm not in alignment. Say I wash my ass, but I ain't wash my sheets. So when I get on my bed, all the little crumbs, because my son like to sleep in my bed, and then he like to eat stuff, and he think it's funny to leave crumbs in my stuff, and then sometimes I don't catch them joint. But now I'm wet because I thought I was about to air dry, live my best life. Psych, no. Now you wet with a whole bunch of crumbs on your body. Now you gotta get back in the shower, because that's what my Virgo energy makes me do. I'm a Virgo stellium, so I need to be clean. That is what it feels like when you're not in alignment with the retrograde, but you're still trying to be in alignment with Aries energy. You moving too fast and you're not paying attention. Now you about to sit your ass on some crumbs. Try again. So I hope that made sense to you. If you guys have any fun analogies y'all want to share in the comments, I'm definitely open for them. Midheaven is also in the Beji, so your success is going to come from you being tapped into your community. Y'all have to give y'all community credit where it's credit due. And then, like, okay, people act like they don't have a support system, but tis the season for families to come together, right? Coming together for Thanksgiving. Y'all shouldn't be eating all that food, but y'all should be coming together, says the planets. Christmas time, y'all shouldn't be eating all that food, but y'all should be coming together. The winter solstice, y'all should not be eating and drinking all that. You actually should be sober during the winter time. Unless, like, you're really trying to channel spirits, then y'all, my voodoo hoodoo and my priests, y'all know what y'all supposed to be doing. Y'all know what y'all supposed to be doing. But for everybody else, y'all know what y'all not supposed to be doing. We're not supposed to be doing that. We're not supposed to be engaging in a whole bunch of spirits and stuff. But yeah, like, just being tapped into the spirit, learning how to slow down. Your soul tribe is coming. Not supposed to be absorbing all that stuff. But if you're coming around and you're being around family for all the holidays and stuff like that, more than likely, a couple of them cousins, that sibling or two, that grandparent, that uncle, that auntie that you mad hyped to see, that you end up having a whole dope ass evening with, that's probably the support system you overlooking. You know what I'm saying? We're coming together for the wrong things. But that's, a lot of the stuff that's in the matrix that was made for us to forget our initial culture so that we can continue to be controlled. Because if we're relying on someone to provide us with holidays, to provide us with the products and the goods and the services to maintain those holidays, and provide us with the goods and the products and services to maintain our self-esteem and our pinnacles, and keep our root chakra in order with paying our bills and stuff like that, then we're going to stay in it. And we're going to let it keep being the cause of our hurt and thinking we're still healing our hurt. Like, you can't heal with the same shit that's hurting you. It doesn't work that way. But we've been trained to think that it does, and it is. It's not. And I'm praying for everybody that's so stuck in this matrix that they don't even see reality anymore. Because I've been seeing reality since I came into this world. None of this stuff ever made sense to me. It was just like the older I got, the more autonomous I got, the more freedom I got to exercise the fact that I think all this stuff is dumb. That's really what happened for me. I had to get my autonomy before I could really say, oh, I don't want to do any of this. And I'm pulling my kids out of school, and I'm doing this, and I'm doing that, and doing that, because now I have my autonomy to do that. You know what I mean? For some of you guys, that's what it is. Some of you guys can't break a lot of things or break part a lot of things because y'all don't have your autonomy. Y'all still working at that job. Y'all still in that house. Y'all still paying them bills. Y'all still, allowing this person to tell you what to do, and this situation tell you what to do, and that situation. But you gotta take power, empower yourself. But coming back to your throat chakra, the midheaven is in the Beji, bringing you that intellect, telling you your community is where it's at, is where you're going to get your success from, is where you're going to get your achievements from, is where you're going to, this whole loner mentality shit is garbage. You just have to find your tribe, literally. That's it. The midheaven, astronomically speaking, is the middle sky. It's 1 degree. 1 degree is equal to 69 radius miles on Earth. Every 4 minutes. So every 4 minutes it moves either 1 degree or 69 radius miles. It moves about one zodiac every 2 hours. So that's why it's important to know what time you're born, because the midheaven changes every 2 hours, and it changes this degree every 4 minutes. But yeah, the 11th house we also have in a Beji, which is our Aquarius house, our Shango house, bringing revolutionary energy, detaching yourself from a lot of the social constructs that we've been bred in. So, that's sitting in your throat chakra too. Everything I just communicated with you was very much in alignment with the 11th house being in your throat chakra. Eshu. Virgo, which is the male side of your throat chakra, is ruled by Eshu, still in alignment with Sebek. We got some Virgo rising babies being born. Yay! They're Virgo rising, Taurus moon, and Sagittarius sun, Taurus moon, Virgo rising. That's fly. I like that. And the Virgo rising, yesterday we started in the first house, so that is Virgo rising in the first house ruled by Leo. Ooh, we got some bosses being born. Happy birthday, y'all. Gang gang. But the ascendant energy is the east horizon line. This is where the sun rises at. It changes every 4 hours, which is also why it's important to know what time you were born. The ascendant right now is in that cardinal Virgo energy in the first house ruled by Leo. Your throat chakra on the outside of yourself, what are you expressing? Okay, your physical self is expressing, the things that you have harvested during harvest season. You can see it on the outside of you now, because as you're sitting and resting and meditating and closing your eyes and slowing down and trusting, guess what's happening? The universe is doing all the work that you've been making yourself do this whole time that you have no business doing, because it's not your fucking place. Okay? So the universe is doing all this stuff on you and around you. And when you open your eyes and when other people open their eyes and they look at you, it's showing and it's glowing off of you. Okay? You are rising. You are in the soil and getting all the minerals and the vitamins and stuff from the seeds that you planted during harvest season. And we're going to get into the meteor showers in a minute, because we got some really awesome ones, especially during the full moon. It's a good week, y'all. It's a good week in the cosmos. But yeah, definitely leadership energy happening in the throat chakra. Retrograde started yesterday. So again, slowing down in the throat chakra. Being able to slow down all my leaders, my motivational speakers. Like I said, if it's something outside of your routine and you find yourself pushing yourself to do it, and like now we see the heart and the throat chakra are very much connected, and everything is connected in Upattala energy, don't do it. Just rest. Chill the fuck out. But the retrograde started yesterday. The sun is in retrograde. We slowing down. We're slowing down on the harvest. We're slowing down on things growing and all that stuff like that. But it is happening. Moral of the story is, it is happening. It's just not happening to the speed of Amazon workers. Okay, it's not happening to the speed of your pick rate at your warehouse job. It's not happening to the speed of how y'all be driving down 95, which is ridiculous. Can y'all stop? It's not happening to those speeds, and that's okay. It's not supposed to. It's wintertime, and we're solar beings. Okay. Ceres is also in the male side of our throat chakra. Ceres is in alignment with Iris, which is like, the nurturing waters, if you will. This bring if you're looking at Ceres in your natal chart, this is telling you how you prefer to be nurtured, how you probably were nurtured as a child, how you preferred to be nurtured, how do you give nurturing energy, your internal maternal energy. And yes, this applies for men too. All men have a maternal and paternal energy. It's how tapped you are, and it's levels to this shit. Okay. And the mother-daughter relationships around you, or what you have, with your mother, whatever, what you have with your daughter, whatever. All of that is wrapped into Ceres, as well as agriculture. And right now it's in Virgo energy. In the second house being ruled by Virgo energy, and that Taurian energy being ruled by Virgo energy. And what do we say about Taurian energy? What do we say about Oshun? Let's go back to the heart chakra. Rewind. I said the heart chakra was in retrograde, right? I think Scooby is laying on my papers. Yes. No, the heart chakra is not in retrograde. It was somebody in retrograde. Well, it's all right. But yeah, we're in the cardinal. Oh, actually, we're at 0 degrees in Virgo in the second house of Leo, as far as the sidereal chart goes. So we're in the mutable energy of Virgo, and in our mindset, and in our behavior, we're in the cardinal energy of Virgo, of harvesting energy and being tapped into that Taurian energy of wealth and love and all that fun stuff. And Leo energy is in alignment with the sun and moving into that realm and stuff like that. As far as agriculture wise, I say because Mercury isn't Obatala energy, we are still in the realms of like sitting back, sitting quiet. That's my stance, and I stand on it because we are in the middle of winter, because Obatala energy is on top of everything, and because this is an agriculture energy and it's under the umbrella of Mercury that's in Obatala energy. Yes, seeds are not growing right now. They're not growing right now. And if you want to find out how this energy is affecting you and where you're at right now, find out where Ceres is on your chart, and it'll tell you like, okay, as far as nourishment goes, this is probably what you need right now. As far as nurturing goes, this is probably what you need to give or receive right now, stuff like that. I don't know where my Ceres is off the top of my head, so I can't give y'all an interpersonal like thing. I want to say it's in Cancer, but I think that's my Chiron that's in Cancer, because all my wounds come from maternal energies in my life. I hate it here. But yeah, the second house, which is a house of Oshun, Taurus energy, is also in SU. So finding yourself speaking, things into existence, the ability to materialize is definitely on the forefront right now. Or materializing things from your heart, being, but that's a mindset of being tapped into your emotions first. We got to heal that part first. If you're not tapped into your emotions and you just be saying whatever, however, like, that's going to backfire. You're going to be like manifesting a whole bunch of stuff you don't think you deserve, or you're not ready for, or you didn't really want, or whatever. But like, the ability to communicate things into manifestation is definitely like at an all time with that energy, with that house, that second house being in your throat chakra. Now, last but most certainly not least, we have the third eye in the crown chakra, which is ruled by the sun and the moon. We started off the week with the sun and the fixated Obatala energy, Sagittarius, fourth house in the Scorpius constellation, ruling over the fourth house at the moment. And then we start off the week with the moon and cardinal Taurus energy in the ninth house, being ruled by new beginnings of Aries. So let's start with the sun. As far as the sun being, on your crown, the sun being in Sagittarius energy, pleasure seeking. All right, my pleasure people. I've talked about this, but I see a lot of you guys coming in and out. So with the Obatala energy, we have pleasure, we have joy, we have generosity. There's a such thing as being under balance, meaning you're not doing enough. Those are for the people that oppress their joy. Don't allow themselves to feel joy. Don't allow themselves to express themselves. Don't allow themselves to be their sensual selves. They kind of hold back from being generous to themselves, and then it turns into them holding back from being generous with others. Whether it doesn't have to be money or currency, it could be something as simple as kind words and emotion, affection. If someone is holding themselves back from affection, they cannot give you affection. They just can't do it because they are already, being their own worst enemy. There's already a war going on inside of themselves. They can't give you something that they're not giving themselves. That's something that we have to learn when we're in interactions with other people. If they're not listening to themselves, if they're not in alignment with themselves, they're not going to do anything for you. They're going to do the same shit for you. Excuse me. As far as the Vedic chart goes, the sun is still in Scorpius constellation. We're actually in the fixated Scorpius constellation at 17 degrees. It's in the fourth house, being ruled by Scorpius energy. So our sun, as far as our behavior and gut goes in our crown chakra, is giving us the vibe of transformation, power, being empowered. A lot of that comes from you finding balance in that sacral chakra energy. Empowerment is going to naturally come, because what happens after you complete the sacral chakra, which the Sagittarius energy is the sacral chakra, what happens next? You move up to the solar plexus chakra, right? Who's in the solar plexus chakra? Scorpio energy. So when you are healed or find balance in that sacral chakra, who's to say that you find balance today, it won't be imbalanced tomorrow? Or you find balance for like 3-4 months, it won't be balanced, in a week or so. Life is like stocks. If you look at the stock, the way the up and down lines are on the stocks, that's the same way a heart monitor moves. That's the same way life moves. That's the same way the planets move. Planets aren't just moving forward in a circle. Planets are moving up and down and forward and cyclical and spiral. So they're elevating at the same time. There's so much stuff happening. And that's how you move. That's how life moves. That's how your emotions move. That's how, your kundalini rises when it's going through the chakras, going in and out of the chakras, masculine, feminine. Is it in the masculine root chakra of your heart chakra? Is it in the feminine sacral chakra of your heart chakra? Like, where are we at? You know what I'm saying? Like, it moves like that too, up and down, and forward and around and elevating all at the same time. All right. So when you do well for your sacral chakra, of course, the solar plexus chakra is coming next, and it's sitting in that energy of you being tapped into Cancer vibes, your intuition, your home and family. All right, being a maternal space, providing a maternal space, all those things. That's where your crown is coming from. And when I think of that energy, what do I think of? Meditating, tapping into Mother Gaia. Oh, all right. It's slow down time. It's slow down time. It's tap in time. It's transformation time. It's empowerment time. Sitting on your throne requires sitting, not moving. The moon, your third eye, energies is we started off the week with it in Taurus, in the ninth house being ruled by Aries. So it's definitely sitting on your heart, sitting on, your emotions and how you express those emotions, what they feel like to you right now. A lot of you guys need to learn how to meditate and listen to your feelings and listen to your heart on things, and learn how to exercise what your heart is saying instead of making up a bunch of excuses not to. That's very weird. To have your heart and spirit literally telling you to do something all the time, and you feel the repercussions of you not listening, but you're still choosing not to listen because you're still allowing the indoctrinations of this man-made, out of your culture, used to oppress and suppress and repress you matrix provide your logic. Like, be mindful of the logic you're providing to suppress your spiritual and emotional self. It'll make you realize how a lot of stuff that you're choosing to do just doesn't make sense. But yeah, that's definitely applying to your emotional self and your pinnacles, and giving you peace of mind with your pinnacles, because it is the time of slowdown. I know that can make you feel like you need to
Are you able to tell us playing games?
No, I'm doing my planetary forecast. Can you make sure your Uncle Boo Boo is awake though? Thank you. Oh yeah, do your thing. It's on the counter. Oh, okay. Yeah, no rush. But yeah, making sure that you're in alignment with those things and what you're supposed to be doing. The third eye rules over your polarity, your inner and outer self, and your intuition. So meditation is key. Pay attention to what spirit's saying. Please stop being hard-headed so you can stop feeling like things are just happening to you and everybody hates you and the gods are moving against you and, well, it's me and I'm a black woman, I'm a black man, or I'm a white person, or blah, blah, blah. All the little crybaby stuff that y'all choosing to do is because y'all are out of alignment. The crybaby stuff will stop when you get back into alignment, and it's empowerment that comes into that. All right. Cancer energy, of course, rules over the feminine side of your third eye and crown chakra. We're dealing with the Orisha Yamoja. This is associated with Oset, awareness of depth of being, learning, healing, nourishing, mediumistic trance, most definitely. We're dealing with the nice sphere on the tree of life, which is worldly events in the divine womb. As far as what celestial bodies we have in Cancer, we have Lilith in Cancer right now. That's why I said, like, whenever I say thirst traps, I've been saying the women because that's where a lot of it is coming from. I don't really see the men doing it too much, but this is one big reason why. And when we get into the actual like celestial movements, you guys are going to see the alignments that Lilith is doing right now. Lilith is popping right now. Lilith is in our feminine side of our crown, third eye chakra. She's in Cancer in the 11th house of Aquarian energy. So rebellious side tapped in, all my spiritual babies, my religious babies out there with your cheeks on Instagram. I see you being rebellious, okay? But that's what that energy is doing. It's bringing on that primal energy that's telling you, as far as like, the womb goes, the womb is at rest right now. Right? The womb is not ready for seeds, but the womb is in preparation of, so it's still yearning, the energy, the energy. that we're going to get, that we get on the outside of us, we're getting them from the meteor showers and from the rain and the snow and all that. But our womb will be getting it from spermies. And it's not entirely to manifest a child, not quite yet, but conception usually occurs around Christmas time, and then we start harvesting little Virgo babies. I'm here for it. But yeah, it's definitely like creating that craving and that awareness, and it's definitely coming from an intuitive spirit of like, yeah, I'm ready to, my primal energy to be loved, to be held, to be touched, to receive that energy, transaction with another, body is there, and it's on the forefront. And if you're falling into it, you're in alignment. If you find yourself overindulging to the point where you're putting yourself in situations where your root chakra is being tested, where your throat and your heart chakra is being suppressed, then you're overindulging and you need to like pull back a little bit. Like maybe you shouldn't start that OnlyFans. Maybe you just need to slide in somebody's DMs. Like, some of you guys are doing a little too much, and it's going to attract energy you don't like. Like I see a couple of people, and I'm giving examples, but a couple of people started posting naked pictures, and then a couple days later started getting upset about the energy they were receiving in their inbox. And then a few days after that, started getting upset at the energy they were getting from their family. And then started getting upset about the fact that now there's fake pages being made in their name. Well, you kind of started that, bro. You started that when you posted the pictures. And you can act like there aren't any repercussions to the actions you put out into the world, or you can make it about all the people and how they're the problem and what you did was okay. I mean, if you want to do that, you can do that. But dusty is dusty. And right now you're being dusty. So when you be dusty, dusty energy comes back. I'm very aware of when I'm being dusty. And if I receive dusty energy, I receive dusty energy. I open my arms to it because I know right now in this moment I'm being dusty. So whatever comes to me, comes to me. If you're not walking with that level of awareness and you're still like, don't comment on my pictures like that because I do what I want. Like, girl, boy, shut the fuck up. Are you serious? Like, grow up. Like this is what happens when you put that kind of energy out there. It's not about patriarchal shit. It's about you disrespecting your body because you have been indoctrinated to think that shaking your ass on the internet is going to convey the message you're trying to convey. And it doesn't. Obviously, it's never worked before. It's not going to work because you got crystals in your hair and you changed the backdrop to some fucking clouds and shit. Like it's just not like, that's not reality. Sorry, not sorry. Like we're not doing that. And that's my TED talk on that part. Because, like, you guys really irritate me with that. Oh, I'm a goddess and I can shake my ass on Instagram if I want. Oh, okay, Jezebel. Goddess. Okay. We'll play those games. But if you are interested in actually dating someone, he has to get up. He has work. He wanted to be up earlier, but don't let him go to sleep. Thank you. But yes, if you're in a space where you want to be dated and you want to be courted, and you want to be courted with respect, you have to put that energy out there with respect. All right? It's okay that you're tapping into this Lilith energy, this primal energy to have that kind of, space, and if you want to just get fucked down, then, put that in the caption under your picture and be welcome into the energy that you receive in your inbox, because that's exactly how you're going to be treated if that's how you behaving. You know what I'm saying? And we could sit here and point our fingers at everybody else that's giving us the energy we just put out, or we could sit back and meditate and say, hey, you know what? That was nothing but the universe showing me the energy I just put out into the world. And it showed me, and I didn't appreciate the energy I just received. And that was nothing but a reflection of the energy I just gave. I hope that made sense. That's the end of my reign on that. I ain't gonna go too far in that. I think I don't need to. I slide in the DMs. You heard me. But this is where you assert your energy and your deep desires. And it enters Leo energy on the 12th. I mean, not on the 12th, on the 9th. So we'll be moving from Cancer to Leo. So don't worry about it. The men about to pull up with the thirst traps on the 9th, and our imbalanced men about to pull up with they titties out too. So it's not just gonna be on the ladies. We had our moments. But the men about to pull up soon when Lilith enters Leo. We will get more masculine with it. And my next planetary forecast, I'm gonna be yelling at y'all. Get y'all gray sweatpants the fuck off my timeline. Unless y'all trying to be a stepdaddy. You hear me? It's like, nah. But that is what it is. Palace. is an asteroid. This brings off the energy of arts, wisdom, genius, qualities that one may overlook, your self-defense as well as justice. And right now, Pallas is in retrograde, so it's slowing down. So it's okay if the genius qualities are slowed. It's okay if, all the things that you were doing and doing the cartwheels and stuff and practicing martial arts under the summer sun and shit and doing the crane and all that. It's okay if your body is like, bitch, not today. It's cold outside. I'm tired. Like, it's okay to slow down. Slow down. And also meditate. It's dope that this energy of wisdom is inside the energy of intuition, and it's in that house. The 11th house is the house of like revolutionary rebellion, but it's being ruled by Gemini energy, which is the house of intellect. So it's like a lot of intelligence, intellect, and wisdom. It's just be smart. Like, yo, if y'all meditate at least, I don't want to say an hour because I feel like an hour is not enough. If y'all meditate at least an hour every 4 hours for the rest of the season, on God, by the springtime, y'all gonna be dope as shit, because it's the thoughts that come during meditation that are going to guide your feet and guide your hands and guide your mouth to doing the things that are in alignment of what you harvested back in harvest season in September, October. It's going to keep those things going. Unless what you harvested back then is not in alignment with what you want now. That's what I be talking about when y'all be speaking on things y'all don't think y'all deserve, or y'all don't think y'all ready for, y'all don't really want. Now you got to go back and meditate on that and make sure you harvested what you're supposed to harvest. And if you're not sure, then you really need to meditate. You need to meditate 2 hours every 4 hours, because you got stuff you got to do. You feel me? But yeah, this is an awesome time to slow down and just absorb. The 12th house is also in Cancer energy. This is the house of Pisces, Olukun. So spirit is definitely in the third eye. Spirit is definitely in the crown. Alignment. Meditate. That is the theme. Meditate all winter. You hear me? Leo, which is our masculine side, our third eye crown chakra, is Orunmila, and that is the energy of Heru. Bringing on will, courage, discipline, your upper and lower chakras. We're dealing with the sixth sphere in the tree of life, which is maintained through coordination and balance. The celestial government is here in administrating at this time. So at this point in time, the celestial government. So on the feminine side, we're dealing with the divine womb, right? Everything is, absorbing, internal, intuition. Now here on the masculine side, now we're administrating what we absorbed in the divine womb. Okay. And we only have one energy in Leo energy right now. And that goes to show you it is not time for y'all to start materializing a bunch of shit and working how y'all were working in July when the sun was in Leo. We only have one energy in Leo right now, and it is not a celestial body. That means that no celestial body on your body should be in Leo realm right now. It should be in Cancer realm or any other realm, but it should not be in Leo realm. We're not there. We're not there. It's the first house. The first house of Aries, Ogun, new beginnings, is the only house in Leo right now. The only thing. So the only way to tap into the Leo energy is if you're doing the work, if you're doing the meditation, if you're doing the energy that's sitting in the 8th and 9th house that's ruled by Aries. And what was that? Neptune, Jupiter, Juno, Vesta, I believe it was a lot of energy in your, not just your sacral, but when we got to the solar plexus chakra, your Chiron, that's in Aries, 8th house Aries. Like, you have a lot of energy that's in that, and the only way you're going to tap into this Leo energy, that energy of manifesting, is if you meditate. I'm telling you that right now. So if you think that you're about to skip and bypass and blah blah blah, you're about to get your feelings hurt, and you're going to start feeling like stuff is happening to you. And it's going to be very hard, and it's going to be a struggle of obtaining and maintaining your materials because you're not listening. This is not the season for what you're trying to do. Now, as far as yesterday, we started off with the waxing gibbous moon. The sun rose at 7:06 a.m. and set at 4:33. So yeah, we have the chakras in astrology. Ooh, you just skipped a couple slides. Nobody asked you to do that. So here, yeah, this is coming back to like all the, chakras, the astrology associated with the chakras, and the names of them. I don't know how to pronounce these, and that's why I don't say them yet. Y'all know I'll butcher something in a heartbeat. And then when we get into like what your sign is, So this is what I do when we do our one-on-one sessions with me. I will take your signs and I will put them in your chakras. And I will tell you, okay, well, in your Cancer chakra, in your third eye crown chakra, you got a whole bunch of fire energy. Over here, you might have like, maybe in your feminine side, you got more earth energy. In your masculine side, you might have a bunch of air energy. And I'll tell you how both of those energies work inside of your throat chakra and how it'll be expressed and stuff, and how it'll align with all the fire energy that you have up here, because your kundalini is going to connect all of them together. So it's going to tell you how one connects to the other, supports one another, whatever, how they can backfire, what it feels like when there's an imbalance here, all that stuff. That's what I get into with our therapy session. So if you're interested in a natal chakra therapy session, that's essentially in a nutshell what I do for you. I do it in elements, I do it in numbers, I do it in zodiacs, I do it in houses. I do the tropical and the Vedic, or I do one or the other. It's all about your comfort level, and we do it in a motivational therapy type setting. So you are getting therapy. I do have my background in psychology and behavioral studies, so you get all that. This is the planetary alignment with your body parts and chakras. Also, when you get into astrocartography, which is something that we can get into too when you come to me for sessions. But this is all the way at the end. We done went through all your chakras. You did motivational therapy. Now you want to start traveling the world. Or you could just come to me for one of these readings by itself. This don't got to be associated with the therapy, but you just want to know, what places on earth give you what kind of energy, or what places on earth invoke what energies in your chakras. All right. Now, that's the visibility of the International Space Station. But the moon is in ascending node right now. The Leonids begin yesterday, and they are coming from the Leo constellation. I believe, yes, right here, the Leo constellation. I'm gonna get my visuals in order, but that's coming from the Leo constellation. And then the moon and Uranus were in minimal angle and conjunction yesterday around 12 p.m. So both of them were in Taurian energy. So that progressive energy coming to your emotions. Maybe yesterday you woke up and you wanted to do something. Probably felt like a big opening in your feelings, a sense of optimism and expansion and feeling. It's a lot of feelings you may have been getting. But if you had a good day yesterday, and if you learned something yesterday and it expanded and progressed your progress in a goal or something that you have going on, kudos to you. The International Space Station was visible from 6:03 to 6:10 yesterday. It was from Pegasus constellation to the Cygnus constellation. As far as today, December 6th goes, we are still in the waxing gibbous moon. The moon will rise. Well, it did rise at 3:28 p.m. and it will be setting at 5:37 a.m. We're still in the Taurus moon. The sun is going to rise at 7:07 a.m. and then it did set at 4:33 p.m. The moon and Pleiades were in conjunction this afternoon at around 1:59 p.m. Bringing on, still tap into the heart chakra. Pleiades deals with sorrow and wounds and the healing from sorrow and wounds. So if you found yourself having healing conversations within self, within others, if you were meditating around that time, that's probably where the focal point of your meditation was coming from. If you were, locked into the moon, or if you were, or a Venusian if you are a Venusian being tapped into Oba or Oshun energy, you probably were going towards the realm of communicating your sorrows, your worries, and your wounds, and learning how to cope with them and heal with them, because that's the energy that Pleiades brings. Ceres was the smallest distance to the sun today, so you definitely was feeling the strong energy of that feminine vibe of being nurturing and a nurturer. Definitely today was essential, like emotional take care day, honestly. And then it didn't help that it was raining today. I really kind of was trying to chill all day. The International Space Station was from 5:15 p.m. to 5:25, and around that time it was between Cephus and Andromedon, and then from 6:52 p.m. to 6:58 p.m. it'll be near Capricornus. December 7th, which is tomorrow, will be at 99% waxing gibbous moon. The moon is going to rise tomorrow, but we're starting at midnight. I start all my planetary days at midnight, so please don't chop my head off and say, oh, I know it's a full moon tomorrow. It's not rising until 11 o'clock at night. Chill, we'll get there. But this is this International Space Station today, where you're going to be able to see it at. Um, this is Mars, which reaches the highest brightness. We'll get there. Anyway, so tomorrow we'll be at the 99% waxing gibbous moon, and we're entering the Gemini constellation. The sun will rise at 7:07 a.m. and it's going to set at 4:33 p.m. The puppet velets were going to reach their maximum activity, and they're actually located in the Canis Minor constellation. So you'll have like the Canis Minor and Orion's belt up here somewhere pointing down to Canis Minor, which is Orion's dog, and then you'll have the puppet velets down there. Yeah, that's the constellation that brings on the energy, not constellation, meteor shower, showering down the energy of loyalty, togetherness, bonds, and things like that. You know, the energy that a dog feels for man, that connection, that strong love connection. Geminids begin tomorrow. I want to go outside and ground myself so bad. If anybody wants to come over and just push me outside so I can put my feet in the dirt, I would greatly appreciate that. But the Geminis begin tomorrow. They move at 120 an hour, and they're located in they're located by Castor in the Gemini zodiac. So I think I put Castor up here. I do not see Gemini over here. Oh, maybe I didn't. Oh, the Geminis. These are the Geminis right here. This is the Castor constellation. Castor and Pollux, those are the Gemini twins. It's right over here by the head of Castor, and it's 120 an hour. So that means that they'll be moving at least like 2 a minute, 2 or 3 a minute. You'll definitely be able to find a meteor shower if you can find the Gemini constellation. And I love that the Geminids are starting tomorrow because the full moon rises at 11:09 p.m. So you can go outside, catch the Gemini full moon, absorb all that intellectual energy, meditate, please. Don't go outside and start doing stuff. I gotta light this candle. I gotta put this crystal here. I gotta doing a whole bunch of full moon ritual stuff because you're still not listening. Be still. You don't have to do all that stuff. Now you're taking a whole bunch of Instagram pictures and making reels of altars and a whole bunch of stuff that you're not in alignment. It's cute. It's nice to do. You are being a Facebook or Instagram influencer. I know reels. I know you are the content, but you are not in alignment with nature. Please do not let this virtual reality do the same shit that this colonist reality is already doing. All right? It's created by the same people. Don't get caught up. It's not time for all that extra work y'all like to do for likes and comments and attention and stuff like that. It's time to be still. Go outside barefoot. Go outside naked. Sit in some dirt. And that's all you got to do. Meditate. Breathe. Listen to the trees. Listen to the wind. That's all you got to do. But yes, Gemini is the vibe tomorrow. Intellectually speaking, you know, being in that energy. My Mars is in Gemini, so I'm very excited about this. All this Gemini energy happening, and the fact that Mars is in Gemini as far as the transit goes, and it's in retrograde. So we're being allowed to slow down, which is coming back to that energy. You don't have to do all that stuff you're trying to do. Mars is literally in Gemini, making when the moon comes to Gemini, the moon is going to have to slow down because Mars is slowed down. So that whole zodiacal energy is slowed down. So the moon is going to get slow. Those meteor showers, they're coming down slow because they're coming from a retrograde location, but they're still coming down. You're still going to get the wisdom and stuff, but that's influencing you to slow down. Earth is in retrograde. Slow down. Mars is going to reach its maximum brightness. It's going to be opposite the sun at 8:39 p.m. tomorrow. The earliest sunset of the year will also be tomorrow at 4:33 p.m. The moon and Aldebaran will be in conjunction tomorrow at 1:07 p.m. The moon will be 7.19 degrees north. Aldebaran is the brightest star, in the Taurian constellation. So even though we'll be in the Gemini zodiac, we'll still be in the Taurus constellation. This is the eye of Taurus, the follower. This brings on the energy of honor, intelligence, and courage. This energy also brings on the energy of Mars. So this is a Mars star. Expect the moon to be red. So we're going to have a beautiful red, orangey looking full moon as the moon is near Aldebaran and it's near Mars and it's in the Taurian constellation in the Gemini zodiac. And The Geminids are starting, catch those meteor showers, catch that beautiful moon. Tomorrow is just going to be a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful day. And I hope you catch it all. 11:11 p.m. is going to be a really dope time if you catch it tomorrow because the moon and Mars will be in conjunction tomorrow at 11:11 p.m. It's just going to be a really good day. I say tap in, tap in. The International Space Station will be visible from 6:03 p.m. to 6:13 p.m. tomorrow as well. As far as Thursday goes, December 8th, we will officially have a 100% full moon by that midnight. Still in Gemini. The sun will rise at 7:09 and set at 4:33, and the International Space Station will be from 5:15 to 5:25 in the Aquila constellation. All right. December 9th, we will start to wind down our moon in the waning. The sun will rise at 7:09 and set at 4:33. The monoceratids will reach their maximum activity at 2 an hour. For those of you guys who don't know, the monoceratids, that's a fancy word for unicorns. The unicorn constellation is bringing down their meteor showers, and that's very exciting. You guys go outside and ground yourself in that meteor shower, definitely. And that is located south of Pollux. So we're still coming from the Gemini constellation because Pollux is one of the Gemini twins and is north of Monoceros. So we're still getting more Gemini energy just from a different meteor shower. So that's pretty cool. What else we got going on? The moon in Teja posterior will be minimal angle at 1:24 p.m. The moon will be 4.1 degrees north. Teja posterior is located in the Gemini constellation, actually on the back foot of Pollux, I believe. It gives off the energy of Mercury and Venus, so it's like a very strong, like sophisticated. Venus is a little pompous, Mercury is a little bougie too. Don't get it twisted, and but definitely the love energy as well. Definitely a love energy as well, which is pretty cool. What else is happening tomorrow? The PM visibility of Mercury will be happening, and Mercury right now is located between the legs of Sagittarius. So if you look between the legs of the Sagittarius constellation, you will most definitely find Mercury. What else? The International Space Station will be visible from 6:05 p.m. to 6:12 p.m. and the International Space Station is located in the Sagittarius constellation. December 10th, which is Friday, I believe, right? No, the 10th is Saturday. Okay. The sun, we will be in the waning gibbous moon at 94%. The moon will rise at 6:29 p.m. and it's going to set at 9:33 a.m. The moon will be located in the Cancer zodiac. Ooh, that's a beautiful day to meditate. When the moon is in its home space, do that. If you could meditate every moonrise, that would be a vibe too. I say go for it. Oops, my bad. But yeah, the northern Taurids will reach the end of their activity, and they were coming from the Taurus constellation. So we have that meteor shower ending, and then we have the moon and Castor will be in conjunction. So the moon is still in the Gemini constellation, even though it's in the Cancer zodiac. So we still have that energy, that intellectual energy. To still be able to see the moon and Castor in alignment with one another. That'll be occurring at 8:25 p.m. The moon will be 5.8 degrees south. And then the International Space Station, you'll be able to see from 5:16 to 5:25 p.m. And it'll be around the Sagittarius constellation. So if you locate the Sagittarius constellation, you will most definitely find the International Space Station. And remind you, I'm in the New Jersey area. So I'm more so speaking for Delaware, Philly, not so much the whole Pennsylvania, but more so like that Philadelphia area and surrounding areas, and New Jersey, and maybe New York City. Maybe a little bit. It might be off about 60 seconds or so with times of risings and fallings. That's pretty much it. But I would like to get into a space where, my intentions are I am developing an energy awareness school. As you guys know, I am officially an ordained minister, and I'm in the process of creating my temple, but I want my temple to be in alignment with education. So we will be providing all this information that I do on my planetary forecast. This is like over 10 years worth of research and work for me to be in this space to be able to do this with you right now. But I will be creating a 1 year program for you guys to learn it in a year. And as you practice, you'll get better at it, and you'll be masterful, and you'll be able to do a bunch of stuff off the top of your head to where you won't even need, certain, things to be written down for you. And my goal enrollment will begin in 2023 for me to start teaching people how to do that, so that in my vision, we will be having a planetary forecaster, at least one in every region of a state, so that your timestamps and degrees and angles and stuff can be accurate to the area that you're in. And also, this is how you create horoscopes. For my people that want to create horoscopes, this is also how you do it. You learn about where the planets are in transit and how they relate to a specific zodiac sign overall at whole. Or you can get even more intimate and just do it per natal chart or per chakra, how I did the first half of this show, like that. And you can create your own horoscopes off of that. You do with it what you will, but I will be creating creating an education program, and enrollment will start in 2023. So hopefully you guys will be joining me. Let's go to December 11th. The sunrise will be at 7:11 a.m. The sun will set at 4:33 p.m. The moon and Pollux, with the moon sitting in Juan and Gibb, is still at 89%. The moon will be rising at 7:28 p.m. and setting at 10:15 a.m. The moon will be still in Cancer zodiac energy, but still in the Gemini constellation, with the moon and Pollux being at minimal angle at 1:42 a.m. The moon will be 0.2 degrees south. Conjunction will occur at 2:54 a.m. with the moon 2.1 degrees south. Pollux gives off the energy of Mars, still hubris. This is the more violent twin, but being brave and also being rash, because this twin was the one that wanted to die because his mortal brother died. So that sense of loyalty and rashness, and being quick to make a decision. Be mindful of quick decision making on the 11th, making impulsive decisions, impulsive moves. Remember to slow down. Mars is in Gemini right now to encourage us to slow down, even though, it's a lot of energy going on around us to keep us moving fast. So don't let the moon and all the things that the moon is doing as a moon, the moon is being forced to slow down when it's in Gemini constellation, but it's still not, it's still going to move through it. Don't allow the feelings that the moon brings, because you know how your feelings go up and down. Your feelings can be all over the place. Your feelings are always moving forward because the moon is always moving forward. So don't let the feelings of the moon moving out of Gemini constellation force you to think, or, well, not think, force you to feel that you should be thinking just as fast. Because you're not. Your thoughts are not in the moon. Your thoughts are in Gemini. Mars is in retrograde in Gemini, and it's creating a strong slow down vibe. So the moon is what you feel. Your feelings are going to run past that, but let your thoughts be where they at. Mercury and cause Borealis will be in conjunction on the 11th from 4:57 a.m. Mercury will be 0 degrees south. Minimal angle will occur at 5:05 a.m. when Mercury will be 0 degrees south, and it won't be visible. Cause Borealis is a star. It's located in the Sagittarius constellation. It's a promoter of idealistic and humane ideas, mental stimulus, injustice, strength, and flexibility, as well as reasoning. It gives off the energy of Jupiter and Mars, which is ambition, pride, power, also being good in business and justice. So the 11th is probably a good day to, meditate on business stuff. If you're going to slow down and meditate on something, maybe meditate on some business stuff on that day when Mercury and cause Borealis are, in conjunction, and, bring those things into forefront. You might want to communicate some things in that realm. The moon will also be the furthest distance from Earth on the 11th as well. Now, December 12th, now we're on Monday, last one most certainly not least. Will still be in the Juan and Gibbous moon. We will be moving into the Leo zodiac, but don't forget we're still in Cancer constellation. Now we're moving into the Cancer constellation. The sunrise will be at 7:12 a.m. and it's set at 4:34 p.m. Sigma Hydrates will reach their max activity, I believe. And look at the sun. Isn't it so pretty over here? The Sigma Hydrates are between the head of Hydra, which is the snake constellation, and the butt of Monoceros, which is the unicorn constellation. So it's like right in between bodies. And that's fun. Hold on, let me get my charger before my laptop dies on me. So the Hydras is bringing on that fantastical energy. Optimism is definitely underway. Be mindful for all my people that get so optimistic or airheaded that they lose sight of reality. That's an over imbalance. That's an over tap in. You don't want to be over tapped in. But for those of you guys who are always like, being party poopers because you want to be in reality and you're a realist and you're kind of cynical and stuff like that, maybe tap into some of this unicorn Hydra energy. It might be fun for you. Come Berenices, I know I butchered that, but they begin on December 12th as well. That meteor shower is 3 an hour, and that is located in the Leo constellation. So those meteor showers are bringing in courage, is bringing on that self-centered ego energy, just be feeling good about yourself. Also bringing on that energy onto your third eye, hopefully reminding y'all to sit still. Hopefully not in a bad way, but definitely reminding y'all to chill out as we are being reminded there's literally only one celestial energy in Leo right now. So, the idea of your third eye manifesting anything at this moment is not happening, but all that energy that's happening in the feminine side of your third eye just lets you know that it's time just for manifesting, going inward, meditating, just being in your mind, being in. The moon and Persepi will be in conjunction at 5:02 a.m. The moon will be 3.6 degrees north. Minimal angle will be occurring at 8:31 a.m. with the moon 3.3 degrees north-northeast. And you'll be able to observe that at 6:01 a.m. with a 3.5 degree north separation. And Persepi is the star in the constellation of Cancer. It's actually located at the head of the crab, and it gives off the energy of the Mars and moon. So again, your feelings are going to be a little everywhere this week because, after you guys listen to this and I tell you guys slow down for the last 3 hours over, I probably said slow down like a good 80,000 times. Your feelings are not going to feel it. The moon is going through so many volatile stars with all that Mars energy. The last few weeks we were going through all that Saturn stuff. Now it's Mars, and it's zipping through, and Mars is in retrograde, but the moon is flying through Mars influenced energy. So while your thoughts are slowing down, your feelings are not, and the feelings could make you feel like you should be thinking faster or like you should be doing faster, but you're not. Feelings are just moving, so let the feelings just move through you. Please be mindful of all the intrusive thoughts that are going to come with the moon and Persepi being around each other like this. Also, the moon is kind of in its home space too because Persepi gives off the energy of the moon and Mars, so these feelings might be super strong by Monday. Be mindful, right? The goal is to rise above, not to fall within and make excuses. All right, this is also bringing on the intelligence, so lock into the intellect part of this. Also, pay attention to politics because historically speaking, Persepi star, whenever it's on the forefront of something, some type of large political thing happens. And usually we get sidetracked with a bunch of celebrity stuff, but pay attention to the politics by Monday. Something's going to happen in that realm. Capella will be opposite the sun at 7:01 a.m. This is the best visibility of the year for that asteroid, bringing on that artistic vibe. The Sigma Hydrids are going to reach their max activity on Monday too at 3 an hour. And again, remind you, it's between Hydro and Monoceros. Come Berenices begin. Oh, so I wrote everything twice. I was tired. Orion will be opposite the sun on the 12th as well. At 4:05 p.m. Orion is that warrior-like energy, courageous energy. Tap into that energy if you need that balance when your feelings start to really get out of hand. When you start to get your emotions start to get impatient with how everything is moving. The south pole of the moon will also be tipped into view, so you won't see the moon's booty. And the evening visibility of Venus will begin on Monday too, so you'll begin to start to see the Venus chilling in Capricorn energy because by then we will be in Capricorn energy. And that's what I have for you this week during the planetary forecast. Reminding you guys, okay, so December 9th is a crazy day. December 9th is a really good day. And also letting you guys know that Lilith as well as Venus will be moving. They move out of their zodiacs both on December 9th. And then Yeah, December 7th and December 9th are odd numbers. December 7th is the day where we had the Gemini full moon and the Geminids begin and all that. And then December 9th is when the Geminids reach their max activity. And then we also have Venus moving from Sag to Capricorn. So now we're manifesting and grounding ourselves in the pleasure seeking vibes. And then Lilith is going to move from Cancer to Leo. So now the men are about to start thirst trapping. And they're both moving at the same time. So it's going to be a big, it's going to be a big stamp there on the 9th as far as our libido goes and the sensual and sexual tension. It depends on where you're at in life. If you suppress and repress, that might be a hard day for you. Good luck. If you dry spells, that might be a hard day for you. Good luck. It's been a hard week because I be sitting in the shadows of this shit. But we be feeling the shadows of the cosmos. Remember, the cosmos move at a certain pace, there's certain sizes, and we feel the ripples of the plasma. It's like putting a drop of something inside of water and watching the ripples go out. So we be living in the ripples of movements and stuff like that too. So we get affected, by moves before they happen and even after they happen. So definitely feeling the vibes of Lilith and Venus doing their thing together. And that's what I have for y'all for the planetary forecast this week. I really thank y'all for tapping in. Thank y'all for sticking it through. 3 hours. This joint was long. I got the visuals. Now we just going to enlarge them and make them better. and I'm just glad. I'm glad you guys made it here. Thank you. I'll see y'all next week. Peace, y'all.
We sit with him and rap.
We rank, we claim, we train, we ordained to be something different. We rank, we claim, we train, we ordained to manifest intentions. Created in God's own image, reflections of eternal vision. Personified with my third eye, hidden from enemies on a mission. That's why I fear no evil. They bow down to my ego. Shout out, nobody's called me though. Got my heart full of calm and ego. 50 shades of letting me go. Coming through into Keto. Brand new turn of gray skies, blue 6-3, not abuse my view bonito. So gracious, this time and space, how I made it. We jump for joy, we elated. Discipline with 50 gates and roof shot the grounded, nothing taken except what's my creation. Created, then donated. The culture's inflated, giving elevation and space is stagnated. Cause we healers over here. Breathing pillars, holding tears. Instilling us all 10 spheres. Inshallah, we attracting our mirrors. In our hearts, we blocking all interference. No new IDs is needed for clearance. Cause the mission reflect our intentions and let it rain on through our appearance.